live video of the game, the NFHS network. Broadcast will show you the video. You can listen to us, watch that, but we will not be able to bring you video. You'll see the scoreboard, and we'll keep you updated the best we can, but sorry about that. We thought we were going to be able to do live video, but we got up there and they said, nope, sorry, I can't do that. So that's what we got. It's a beautiful night here in Snake River. A few clouds moving through, but I don't think we're going to get too much of a storm. We might get some light rain here and there, but based on the clouds, it doesn't look like we're going to get too much. Should be a great night for football. Sam's back with us, and hopefully your headset's working tonight, Sam.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's get going.
We're pretty sure last week what was happening is that the computer was picking up me talking, but the computer was not picking up our microphones. So that's why you could hear me but not hear Sam. So it is what it is. But tonight, hopefully you can hear us both. We're doing this technology, a little bit different setup tonight. Next week, we'll be back home in our home booth with our setup that we know and have used for years. So next week should be back to normal. Next week, Nate will be back with us. So, and he's the tech guy. I'm just the talent. So hopefully everything will go smoothly as Bear Lake next week hosts Jackson Hole. But for tonight, here we are, Snake River High School, home of the Panthers, and we're ready for football. And one team is going to get their first win of the year tonight. Both these teams coming in are 0 for the year. Snake River 0 for 3. They have played 3 games already. The Bear Lake Bears 0-2. So Snake River started the season playing Homedale. They lost to Homedale 31-6. Then they played Sugar Salem at Sugar Salem. Lost that one 37-7. And then last week here at home, they hosted Kimberly and lost that one by a final score of 28-7. This is their homecoming, their 4th game of the year. Bear Lake, in the meantime, lost 21-7 to North Fremont at home. And then last week at Firth, lost a heartbreaker 30-28 to the Firth Cougars, which are just down the road from us here. We're not actually there very far from Firth. You just turn left when you come off the freeway to get to Snake River instead of turning right and going to Firth.
It was a little bit of a deja vu driving up today.
Yeah, I was like, how have we been here before? But next week we're at home. That'll be a little bit different for us. But one of these teams is going to get their first win tonight. If you go to the computers and ask the computers who's going to win it, Snake River is a 2-point favorite. 6-point. The way the rankings work, these numbers, you subtract the bigger number from the smaller number, and that gives you the win. The difference is who should win. Snake River is a negative 6.9. Bear Lake's a negative 8.8. So that's a difference of 2. That gives Snake River a 2-point edge. If you add home field advantage into that, and typically a lot of the betting lines give you a 3-point advantage in football for being at home. And so Snake River being the home team, that makes them roughly a 5-point favorite. So, and we're watching both teams warm up right now, and I'm telling you that they have their quarterback, the freshman number 0. He is a big kid, and he has got an arm. Their other quarterback is assume the starter is a senior, but we'll see, because I'll tell you that.
That freshman's
got he's big, and he's got an arm. He's throwing from his own end zone, and his receivers are catching it in stride out about the 40-yard line. So, wow, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Bear Lake, I talked to Coach Houston Reynolds before the game. I said, what are your keys to the game, Coach, for tonight? He said, precision. We got to run our routes with precision. We got to execute with precision. Each kid on the team needs to do their job and execute their job and not worry about everybody else's job. And if you go back to last week, if that happens last week, Bear Lake likely wins that game. And you're saying, how can you guarantee that? Well, 2 of their touchdowns were on broken plays. When their quarterback fumbled the snap, and they were able to pick up the ball and turn it into a touchdown, because as soon as the defense saw the ball hit the ground, they did, fire drill everybody to the ball. And as soon as the defense did that, they were out of position. The quarterback both times got bounces where it seemed like the ball it's almost like he was dribbling it basketball style, bounced right back up to him, and he was able to make the play. One was a pitch, the other one was a pass, and in both cases, because of the fumble, the defense was out of position. They didn't stay assignment sound and gave up touchdowns on those two plays. You take those two touchdowns off the board, even one of the two touchdowns off the board, Bear Lake wins the game. So precision and execution in the passing game, especially, says if the receivers run precise routes, he feels like our receivers can get open against this defense. He wants it to be a semi-balanced attack. He doesn't want it to be completely a passing game. Keep it semi-balanced, but run our routes with precision, execute, everybody do their assignment, stay assignment sound, and he likes the Bears' chances. So let's look at the history. If somebody out there can prove me wrong, please do. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, because I couldn't find one of the results from the past, but we went clear back. The last time that we could find definitively that the Bear Lake Bears beat Snake River was back in 1984. And that's a minute ago, Sam.
Just a minute.
I was only 11 years old, and I'm an old man.
I wasn't a thought.
So somebody had told me the other day that they thought that Bear Lake won the game in 1989. That would have been my junior year of high school, the 89-90 season. We couldn't find the score in the yearbook yesterday, but I was talking to Coach Eric Baumsta, who's up here today prior to this game, and he said that would have been his junior year as well, and he was on the team, and we had a chance to win the game. We were up late, just needed to convert a fourth down play and would have put the game away. We came up short on the fourth down play, and they came back and won the game. My senior year, I know for a fact we lost. It was at Bear Lake, and I looked up that score yesterday. And every score since then, I know, has been in favor of Snake River, and we haven't played them in years, because when we dropped down back about 10 years ago, when we dropped down to the lower division, we stopped playing them. We played them for the first time again last year. They won the game back there in Bear Lake. So it's been a long time since the Bear Lake Bears have beat the Snake River Panthers. It has happened. I had been told, it sounds like now, that the game has been delayed. So we went on for a little bit extra early for the pregame show. Now we find out we got an extra 15 minutes. The kickoff will be at 7:15 kickoff, as the referees are driving from Rockland, and two of them are here down on the field, but the rest of them are not here yet. It looks like the Bear Lake team, barring a couple players, are headed back to the locker room. They've been out here warming up for quite a while, and I think they're heading back to the locker room now, knowing that they've got 30 minutes basically until kickoff. But history, Bears hoping to make history, and whoever wins this game, at least based on the computers, and you never know what could happen, at least based on the computers, is in the driver's seat for the district. Marsh Valley has abandoned their football program for the year. They announced that to us all the teams that were supposed to play them after last week, that they were dropping their varsity schedule, but they hope to still play a JV schedule. And most of us said, well, we're going to replace you and find somebody else to play. And Bear Lake found Soda Springs to play, so we're going to play Soda instead. And so when we even drop their JV, if I understand correctly, and if somebody out there knows differently, I'm not sparing this room or trying to be mean, but we heard that everybody else did the same, and so they don't have any games to play, so they have dropped their program for the season. So Marsh Valley's out of it. That leaves it a 3-team conference: Bear Lake, Snake River, and American Falls. Right now, the computers have American Falls would be a 10-point underdog to us and a 12-point underdog to Snake River. So the moral of the story is the winner of this game could be in the driver's seat for the conference championship. Now, things can change. American Falls could turn their season around. But for right now, on paper, the winner of this game is in the driver's seat, and it should be a close one according to Max Preps. What else is going on this week? Let's look back to last week, what happened, and then we'll look ahead. Last week, American Falls beat Filer 26-13. I already mentioned Bear Lake losing to Firth 30-28. North Fremont took out Marsh Valley in more ways than one, apparently.
Yeah.
44-8 was the final score, and that was the final game of the varsity season for Marsh Valley. Kimberly beat Snake River 28-7. West Side, South Fremont beat West Side. That's a surprising result to me, 34-30.
Good game.
Yeah, good game, high scoring game. That one's interesting to me. We got South Fremont
Hi,
coming to Bear
Dr.
Lake in a
Reynolds.
couple of weeks.
I work here at Bear Lake
Early in the
Memorial
season,
Hospital.
South
I'm a
Fremont got
family
absolutely
physician
demolished by
trained
North
in
Fremont,
rural
but has
family
turned things
medicine,
around.
and then I also do sports
And
medicine.
our
I grew
coaches,
up in
talking to their
Provo,
coaches,
Utah,
have said
played
that
football at BYU,
they
medical
weren't
school at the
ready for what
University of
North
Utah,
Fremont brought.
then did my
But
residency
South
at the
Fremont's a
Family
better
Medicine
team.
Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really, any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Super excited to be here for our 2025 homecoming game between the visiting Bear Lake Bears and your Snake River Panthers.
Okay, we had a little bit of a glitch there and an ad got played, but I think we're back. And we were talking about last week's results, that South Fremont and North Fremont early season game. South Fremont feels like that was a fluke, that they're better than that. And we'll see in a couple weeks when South Fremont comes to Bear Lake. That's coming up shortly for us. The other game of interest, Sugar Salem beat Shelley last week, 28-14. This week, American Falls is playing Malad. Declo and Buell meeting up. Declo is another team that's in the 3A bracket, but they're in that division now with Soda Springs and those guys. So that's a team to watch out for the other teams in our region. Interesting, of interest. West Side is scheduled to play Marsh Valley, but I think they replaced that game. Not sure who they're playing because I think they've replaced that game. I'll see if I can find that out real quick and let you know who West Side is actually playing. In fact, I can pull it up right here, and I'm pretty sure that everybody replaced their Marsh Valley games on the schedule. And let's see, West Side now on the schedule for today shows them playing. It still says Marsh Valley, but I know they're not playing that game, so we'll see who they've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know they replaced it, but they don't have it listed who they replaced them with. So we'll see what happens there. Teton and North Fremont matching up tonight. That could be a battle. North Fremont at the top of the 2As, one of the top teams in the 2As. And meanwhile, Teton, one of the top teams in the 4A. So that's one to keep an eye on there. And this game, Bear Lake and Snake River, one of these two teams is going to come out with their first win of the season. And then the other game of interest, this one's a big one. Sugar Salem and Star Valley. Sugar, as we jokingly call them, the University of Sugar Salem, traveling up to Star Valley. Star Valley coming off a big win. They're 3-0. They beat Preston last week. So that's a huge game there. And good luck. I know Duke and Dal and Dan are all covering that game. Up there, Duke, Dal, and Dave. Sorry, not Dan. Duke, Dal, and Dave covering that game up in Star Valley. And so good luck to them. That one kicks off about the same time ours does. So good luck to Star Valley. College sports. Let's talk about a little bit of college because we have plenty of time. They're doing homecoming activities, and we're still 20 minutes from kickoff. So college games of interest last week, BYU beat Stanford 27-3. This week, BYU is on a bye. So they have the week off to get ready for East Carolina. They have their first road test of the season next week when they go to East Carolina. Boise State righted the ship after losing their first game of the season to USF. They beat up on Eastern Washington 51-14. They are also on a bye this week. Idaho State lost last week to New Mexico, 32-22. That was a nice close game. Idaho State playing up in division. They are on a bye also this week. So 3 of the local teams have the week off. Utah State hosts Air Force this week. They're home at 7:45 tomorrow night. They lost last week at Texas A&M 44-22. Not a bad result. Texas A&M, one of the top teams in the country, so not a horrible result for Utah State. Obviously, they'd love to be on the winning side of a game like that, but not bad. Utah dismantled Cal Poly last week. Cal Poly, an FSC school, FCS. I know what I'm saying. FCS school, and Utah beat them 63-9. Utah is on the road at Wyoming this week. And I've seen some people picking that as an upset, but I don't see it happening. And I think Utah's a big favorite there, and I think they go ahead and take care of business. Wyoming won last week 31-7 versus Northern Iowa, but we'll see what they can do. Wyoming's defense has got to be at least semi-legit. That's why they could hang in this game. They've played 2 games now, and they've allowed 1 touchdown total. Only 7 points on the season allowed by Wyoming. So if they do pull off the upset, it will be because their defense comes to play. And that game tomorrow, 6 p.m. start from Laramie. So big game there for a couple of the local teams. A lot of people around the area follow those 2 teams, and we'll see. Utah coming off a disappointing season last year. They have started out the year well. They beat UCLA in their first week. They got that win last week against Cal Poly, and then they got a big test tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Laramie versus the Wyoming Cowboys. Okay, we'll take a break. Because we still got almost 20 minutes left, and most of what we've talked about is already in the back burners. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back on the SVI Sports Network. All right, we're back here at Snake River High School homecoming night, and the kickoff got delayed because the officials, at least some of them, there's 2 down on the field, but the other 3 were apparently coming from Rockland. I guess they had a game there, and they're running a little bit late. So we're back here with 16 minutes till kickoff. 7:15 will be our kickoff, and if you're just joining us expecting to see video, we got informed after we got up here, there was a misunderstanding. They have one of those exclusive contracts with NFHS where they cannot, they don't allow any video streaming from their field other than the NFHS broadcast. So we are unable to show you anything. We have the video camera on the scoreboard, so the producer back there in the studio will be able to keep the score and the time and the down and distance and all that updated on your screen. But as far as showing any of the live action, we are unable to do that. So sorry about that. We wish you could. but they have that contract, and so we'll just do what we can. It'll be an audio only game tonight from Snake River High School. 7:15 kickoff. Bear Lake Bears, Snake River Panthers, an old rivalry from back in the days when, for years, I don't know when we first got in the same division, but my entire growing up years, I remember Snake River being in our division. And in 2014, the Bears dropped down and started playing a division below in what was 2A back then. And that's the way it was until last year. Last year we bumped up back to 4A now, and which was the old 3A, and we became division rivals again with the Snake River Panthers. And so we're going to play them again for at least the next few years, unless there's some mix up on the state level. It looks like the population in Bear Lake will keep us playing up for at least the next 4 years after this. The next 2-year cycle has already been counted, and we're definitely playing up for the next 2 years. And it looks like at least the 2 years after that, because we got some big classes coming into high school. So it looks like for at least the next 4, and we'll see after that, the Bear Lake Bears and the Snake River Panthers will continue to be rivals here. The rest of the division is going to look different. We don't know exactly how different next year, but we will not have Marsh Valley. Marsh Valley Eagles, it's already been announced that they will be dropping down to the 3A. They'll be playing the likes of Soda Springs, Malad, and Westside, Aberdeen, while Bear Lake, Snake River, and American Falls will be the only teams left in the 4A for the 5th district. And I never really have been able to understand how they drew the boundaries, because Firth is actually, I think, slightly closer to Bear Lake than is Blackfoot. And so, but somehow the Snake River Panthers ended up in our district, and Firth is in 6th district. But it is what it is. And then American Falls is actually probably closer to Wendell on those guys, Wendell Declo, but they're also down with us. So it's going to be an interesting district, just Bear Lake, Snake River, and American Falls for sure. Preston is scheduled to come down and also be in the district. We've heard that might be just a small glitch, and they'll be bouncing right back up. So they may be petitioning to stay up, so they don't have to redo their schedule and then 2 years later redo their schedule all over again. So it is quite possible that we'll have Preston in some sports next year, but not all. We may have them in all. We really don't know until the state acts on their petition, and we're not sure what was on their petition. So we'll see. Here in a few weeks, we'll know for sure, because the petitions will get out, because we all have to do our schedules for the coming years. But next year, we may have Preston. We may not. This year, we have them in a couple sports. They are down in volleyball, and they're down in softball. But other than that, they're playing up in 5A. And next year, they may be down in some sports and up in others. They may be up in all, or they may be down in all. We'll just have to see what the state rules and what their petition said. In the meantime, other sports we can talk about. The volleyball team is off to a fantastic start on the season after last night. If I have my stats right, they are 15-1 on the season. That one was a 5-set disappointing loss over in Malad, but they are 15-1 on the season, and they have the weekend off before next week, a big week. Next week, the Bear Lake Bears have a road game right back here at Snake River. And then they go to the Thunder B tournament in Idaho Falls for a 2-day tournament. And so the volleyball team very busy next week. They're currently, as you probably know, the number 1 defending champion in the 4A division, and they are currently ranked overall as the number 7 team in the entire state at any level. And we'll filter that out. They are the number 1 team in 4A, and see if they've updated the rankings since I last looked at it. Bear Lake is number 1. Snake River is ranked number 2. Bear Lake is the favorite in that game. So we'll see what happens next Wednesday right here at Snake River when volleyball comes to town. And then next weekend, the Bears travel to the Thunder B. Preston, also in the district, is ranked number 6th in the 4A, and Marsh Valley ranked number 15. American Falls must not have played enough games to even make the rankings yet. They are not listed. So we'll see. So Marsh Valley down there at 2-3. The Bears at 15-1. 2-4 after last night for Marsh Valley. The Bears at 14-1. 15-1 on the season, having a great year so far, and have dropped very few sets. It's not just they're not just winning; they're winning big. And American Falls is 0-5 on the season so far. They have yet to win a match, so it looks like Bears should be in the driver's seat if they can take out Snake River. Should be their biggest rival in volleyball this year in the district, and. Yeah, American Falls has, 0-5, and they have not yet, they've only won one set. So they lost 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. So they're struggling in this early season, and we'll see what happens. We play them on the October 4th in Bear Lake, and then Bear Lake travels to American Falls October 15th. So it's a couple weeks left before we play American Falls in volleyball, but it looks like the Bears will be a heavy favorite there. In cross country, Bear Lake this ran today in the Tiger Grizz in Idaho Falls. So the Tiger Grizz is a big cross country meet. That was in Idaho Falls. The Bears ran earlier today. So if you're just joining us and you're thinking, hey, what's going on? It should be midway through the first quarter. The game hasn't started yet. The officials got a late start getting here. They had to come from Rockland, and they're still a few minutes out. So they pushed the game time start time back to 7:15. Both teams are out on the field warming up. The Bears came out early, completed their warm-ups, went back to the locker room. They're back out there just doing some basic drills to make sure they're still loose. Snake River is running their offense down there. And we've got about 8 minutes left on this homecoming night from Snake River High School. Beautiful night. I'm glad we're in the booth, though, because the sun is beating down on those guys out there. But should be a beautiful night for football from Snake River High School. And the Bear Lake Bears taking on the Snake River Panthers. We'll take a 60-second break and be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on an LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting SVIStore.com.
Back at Snake River High School, Bear Lake Bears.
This is the
set to
SVI
take
Sports
on the
Network.
Snake River Panthers. We're waiting for the officials to show up, so the start time is delayed. And if you're just joining us, wondering why you're not seeing the field and seeing the warm-ups, we're an audio-only broadcast, so tell your friends and family if they're expecting video, they're going to have to tune into the NFHS network. NFHS has an exclusive contract with Snake River High School to live stream all of their video. So we're unable to put their video on the air. We just got to do the audio only. So sorry about that. There was a misunderstanding. I thought I communicated with them that we were bringing our video stream and thought we were good to go and got here and they said, oh, sorry, we can't allow that. So the Bear Lake Bears and the Snake River Panthers on an audio-only broadcast. Snake River, all in purple home uniforms with white numerals, white helmets, purple pants. Bear Lake Bears in their road white uniforms with the royal numerals, royal stripes on the white pants, and black helmets. They went with black this year on the helmets. And so I like the new look on the helmets.
Yeah, they look awesome.
And no, that doesn't mean the whole team got brand new helmets. They have to be reconditioned every couple of years anyway. And during the reconditioning process, they repaint them. So they said, hey, just put a different color of paint on them. It's the same cost anyway. So the new ones they bought the black to go with the ones that they got painted, and they're good looking uniforms over there, good looking helmets. All right, Sam, what's your keys to the game?
I'm gonna go with Coach Reynolds on that one. I think execution, finish your routes 100%, even if you're not getting the ball. I think there was a couple last week that were just barely out of reach, but our receiver paused a little bit, thinking, "Oh, there's no way." And if he was full stride the whole time, that's right in the bucket, and you're gone.
Exactly. I'll reemphasize. Yeah, agree with you. Sorry, not reemphasize. I'll agree with you 100%. There were a couple routes that it was a well thrown ball, and I think that the receiver gave up on the play too early, and then looked up and thought, "Oh man, the ball's gonna fly over my head," and had to restart. So I'll back you up on that one 100%. I agree. And he said execution and precision on our routes. You run good patterns, and you got a good chance to get the ball in your hands. And so the Bears can do that tonight. And I'm just gonna say, play clean football. You can't turn the ball over. Against a team that's favored and on the road, you can't turn the ball over. You got to play clean football. If the Bears can control the ball, 3 crucial turnovers last week for Bear Lake, a fumble and a couple of interceptions at crucial moments. So ball security, 1 turnover you might be able to live with, 3 turnovers and that can change an entire game. So I'm going to say ball security to go along with the precision and the execution. Just do your job. And I'm going to say on defense, that's even more important. You've got to execute. You cannot lose contain. And if your job is to hit the outside guy, even if it looks like the guy's going up the middle, you keep contain. We saw that last week. The guy that was in charge of contain would dive on the inside to try to make a big play. Quarterback would pitch it to the now undefended guy on the outside, and a couple of touchdowns resulted that way. And I'm going to give one more key to the game. And this is going to sound sarcastic, but it's been real so far. Don't give up a touchdown on the first play of the game. The basically game-winning score in both games so far has been on the first play of the game. And Bears have played catch-up the whole rest of the night for 2 games in a row. Almost came all the way back against Firth. Did have the lead 7-6 after and did not allow in the extra point to be successful in that first game against North Fremont. But, avoid that opening play touchdown, keep them out of the end zone, make them earn it the rest of the night so the Bears aren't playing from behind, and that changes everything. So that first play of the game, if the Bears make a tackle, that's a win.
Yep.
And last week, in fact, both weeks, it was a sweep play to the outside, where the outside guy lost contain, and they went for big touchdowns. And especially in that North Fremont game, they scored in the first 12 seconds and did not score again until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
If they don't score on that first play, who knows? Bears may pull away in that game because North Fremont might have felt a lot differently going in the fourth quarter down 7-0 than they did down 7-6. So that's going to be big. Well, the clock says there's 2 minutes left till kickoff. I still don't see officials. They're still just the 2 that have been here all along. They have not done the opening coin toss. Snake River still in the end zone warming up. The Bears got out here plenty early, did their warm-ups, and then have just been standing around waiting for the game to start. So we're going to take another 2-minute break this time, 2-minute break on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision and that I have your best interest at heart.
Beautiful night for football. If we get started, we still don't see any officials. The two that have been here all along are here. They're waiting for the rest of the crew, and can't have a coin toss, can't have an opening kickoff if you don't have officials. And Snake River has joined Bear Lake on the sideline. They're no longer warming up, but they're still just the two officials. It kind of looks like they might be getting ready to do the coin toss with just the two of them and get this game started. But we're already 15 minutes delayed, and we're going to be a few more minutes at least, because they're not even on the premises as far as we can tell. And the original start time was moved back 15 minutes to accommodate them. They're still not here, so we'll see. As we're up here on a beautiful Friday night, sun's behind a cloud right now, so this is a good time for the game to go get going if we could. But we'll just continue to. And if I just understood what Coach Crane just signaled to the sideline, it could be another 10 minutes. And that's what it looked like. He just signaled to our sideline is maybe another 10 minutes. So I guess we'll just thank our sponsors before we get started tonight. And we appreciate our video sponsors, even though it's a audio only broadcast tonight because of the exclusive deal they have with NFHS. We cannot broadcast. The scoreboard is Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on us to care. Visit blmhospital.com. Our first down marker and sponsor tonight is sponsored by USAVE. Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. And last week, there was a lot of first downs for the Bear Lake Bears. They were able to move the ball. And in fact, Sam, I don't know if you heard this. Last week, Jack Hume set the Bear Lake High School record for passing yards in a single game.
I hadn't heard that.
380 something yards.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And I was talking to Coach before the game. Did you feel like he was passing it that much? I mean, he threw the ball a lot, but I didn't feel like there were big chunk plays. And so it's a death by 1,000 mosquitoes is the kind of way he put it. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Just the short yardage, getting the chunk plays, 8 yards here, 10 yards there, 12 yards there, rather than the big, huge plays. And it added up, and he set a school record for passing last week.
Or say runs weren't there last week. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily surprise me, but I definitely do not feel like that was.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a huge passing night.
No.
Okay. Anyway, Gunnarson's Ace Hardware is the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts. That's Napa know-how. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to the safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And I know yesterday the FFA helped Simplot with their safety days out of the Bear Lake High School Bear Lake County Fairgrounds. So a bunch of the Bear Lake High School FFA kids were out there helping Simplot with their safety presentations. Other sponsors, just to mention, Gary H. Tucher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, Southeast Idaho Steel, Samson's Island Grill. They sponsor our player of the game, presented by Samson's Island Grill. And last week we gave it to Caden Anderson because he had an excellent game.
A lot of catches.
Part of that 384 yards.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong on the yardage, I know it's 380 something. I want to say they told me 384. But Caden had a lot of those catches, and some of them were spectacular and in big moments. The one where he was laying on his back and caught the ball while he was laying on his back was a third down conversion, if I'm not mistaken. So that moved the ball at a time when they didn't, the Bears really needed a conversion early in the game. And then the week before that, we gave it to Mr. Bruce, Peyton Bruce. His season ended in the first half of his first game when he suffered that leg injury. Peyton, if you're listening tonight, wish you were here, and good luck with your recovery. Hope to see you back at school in the next few days, and hope that your recovery is going well. I know your team misses you as well. This week, we'll present our player of the game after the game. And, if Coach Houston Reynolds' predictions come true, the precision in the passing game, maybe Jack Hume, after getting the school record in passing last week, will earn himself a player of the game from the Samson's Island Grill. I feel guilty. The reason I asked that question, did it feel like a lot of passing? I felt guilty when I found out after the game he broke the school record that we didn't give him the player of the game, but it just felt to me like Caden Anderson had such an excellent game, and I did not realize that the stats were that impressive for Jack. I mean, not that he had a bad game.
No, he had a good game.
He had a good game. I just didn't realize how good of a game he'd had. So
I feel like a lot of the reasoning too, though, is they were very contested catches that he was making.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
yeah, Caden had some big catches and big moments, and he played well defensively. So anyway, that's why I gave him the player of the game. We'll see. We'll try to come up with the player of the game after this week's game here on the SVI network. We still don't have officials. They've got 12 minutes up on the clock, ready to start this game. It was supposed to start at 7. They announced it would be delayed to 7:15. The two officials that are here have completely almost left the field. They're down in the end zone chatting with some fans. Both teams are standing ready for the starting lineups. I guess they could maybe do the national anthem and get that stuff out of the way, so as soon as the officials get here, we could kick off. But we'll see. We'll take another 2-minute break here on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on a LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep. Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Still waiting for officials here at Snake River High School. I've been doing games for a long time, both basketball and football. I've been doing this for a long, long time, even before I was on the air, and I've never seen this, where the officials are 25 minutes after game time. They're usually at the field 30 to 40 minutes before the game. So right now, you'd say they're a full hour later than what they should have been here. We still don't have officials. Both teams have warmed up, just standing around, chatting, chilling out. The game was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. It's now 7:24, and we still don't have officials even in the stadium. 2 of the 5 are here, but the white hat and the other 2 are still en route. We heard that they were coming from Rockland. I don't know if that meant they had a game in Rockland that they had to finish up before they could come, and it went long. I don't know. But there was no JV game here because the JV game was played last night in Bear Lake, and we just got a report. We're talking to Coach Mon. I knew that we lost the game in double overtime, but he gave me a little bit of update. We tied it at 14 late in the game to send it to overtime. And in the first overtime, Bear Lake scored first to take the lead 20-14. 2-point conversion was waved off. The coaches felt like he got in, but it was waved off. The Snake River JV scored to tie it at 20. Their 2-point conversion failed, so we went to a second overtime. In that second overtime, they scored first. 2-point conversion was good, so they went 28-20, and then the Bears failed to score on their opportunity in the second overtime. So Snake River won it 28-20 in 2 overtimes last night in the JV game. An exciting finish to the JV. hopefully we have that kind of game tonight, only with Bear Lake on the winning side. Volleyball last night, not nearly as exciting. Bear Lake Bears hosted Marsh Valley, won the first set. I think I have these scores right. Won the first set 25-6, won the second set 25-8. And then the third set was a little bit more exciting, 25-20, but the Bears won in 3 straight. They are now waiting till next Wednesday night. They have the weekend off. They don't have a tournament this weekend. Next Wednesday night, they will play up here in Snake River. So the next time the volleyball team is on the court for a match, it will be here versus the Snake River Panthers, who are the number 2 team in the state standings, state rankings on Max Preps. Bear Lake being the number 1 team. So that one could be for conference supremacy next week when those 2 teams meet here in Snake River. And then next weekend, they travel to Idaho Falls for a big tournament. The Thunder B will be next weekend. They'll play 4 or 5 matches there. So that's a big tournament that the Bears will be playing next week, but they're off this weekend. Cross country team ran today at the Tiger Grizz in Idaho Falls, the Tiger Grizz tournament. And that's always a big race. So far in this young season, the Bear Lake cross country team, young team, but they're doing well. They beat Marsh Valley in the race last week in the Cardinal Classic. They finished ahead of Marsh Valley, and that's a big result to finish ahead of the Marsh Valley Eagles, because 2 teams from each conference go to the state tournament, and so the Bears can be in front of Marsh. They were in front of American Falls. They can be in front of Marsh. That gives them a good chance to qualify for state. So we'll see if that continues. But good luck to the cross country team. Football next week is a home game. The Jackson Bronx come to town for a home game that was originally scheduled to be homecoming, but because of the conflict with the volleyball tournament, we moved homecoming to October. So that's a good chance to see the Bear Lake Bears in action tomorrow, next Friday night at home versus the Jackson Bronx. Hey, we're going to get a coin toss. So the 2 officials that are here are going to do a coin toss. I hope that means that the other the PA announcer is just as desperate, I think, to try to fill some time. They're challenging the coach to do the worm. But we're going to have the coin toss. It looks like the 2 officials that are here are going to walk them out. So the captains walking out there for Snake River, it looks like number 1, that's going to be your quarterback, Bryden Mortensen. He's a quarterback and a safety. He is a senior. Number 6, that's Royal Dally. He is a senior running back and linebacker. Number 52, that is Cole Preston. He is a lineman. And number 77, Michael Chavez, and he is big. Big number 77. He's their center and nose guard on the defensive line. So that's the captains for Snake River. Out there for Bear Lake, it looks like number 54, which is Cutler Keach, a junior. Also number 9, Caden Anderson out there. He is a senior. Number 18, Caleb Wiscombe. And I think that's Jack Hume, the quarterback, number 0. Snake River will receive the opening kickoff. They won the toss. They elected to receive. So when we finally get started here, we're only 30 minutes late at this point. The Snake River Panthers will be going left to right. Bear Lake will kick off to start the game, going right to left. I guess if you're looking for a positive for this big delay, the sun is going to be pretty much down. It won't be a factor. And the way the field is facing here, north-south facing field, the sun would have been a factor at least a little bit here early in the game. I don't think it's going to be, because the sun is pretty much almost down. So we've had the opening coin toss, but we still only have 2 officials. So we're still a few minutes away. Let's take another 60-second break here on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here, and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
All right, I think you just heard the end of the national anthem. That was impressive. A group of young people from here in Snake River, they said the Snake River Chamber Commerce Choir. And one of them was a football player, a sophomore, good one. And one was a cheerleader. The rest appear also to be Snake River Panther students. And that was impressive. A cappella rendition of the national anthem.
It was very good.
And I know it's 7:30, and you thought you were tuning in to catch what was going on just before halftime. And instead, we're not even playing football yet. We're waiting on officials. They have done the coin toss. They've done the national anthem. The teams are out there ready to go. We have 2 of the 5 officials in the stadium. The other 3 are still en route, including the white hat, the head official. And so we're still waiting. We've rehashed about everything we can think about, to talk about. Our keys to the game again: execution and doing your part, being physical. Coach Houston Reynolds says if we can execute, run our routes with precision, could go a long way to getting the Bears victory. We mentioned that the last time we know of that Bear Lake beat Snake River in a football game was back in 1984. We can't find any winning results since then, and there might have been 85. I didn't recheck the couple years between 85 and 89, but I know in 89 we lost for sure, and ever since then, except for the years we didn't play, the Bear Lake Bears and the Snake River Panthers, every time they've met, Snake River has come out victorious since the 1980s. So this is a chance for Bear Lake to end that streak tonight and end it here on homecoming in Snake River. That would be fun. The Bears did win in Snake River back in 1983. So the Bears have won here, but it's been a long, long time since that has happened. A lot of you listening were not, including Sam, you're here broadcasting. You were not born the last time that the Bear Lake Bears beat the Snake River Panthers. Did you ever play them in football?
Yeah, I think my freshman year, right before, because you said back in 14 was when we dropped.
Correct. 14.
So that would have been a freshman.
The 13-14 school year was our last year up, so it would have been 2013. I think would have been the football game.
So I played JV, obviously, but we did play them that year.
And I don't think we played them much in the meantime since we dropped down. And so this is our first meeting in Snake River in quite a while. And if you're wondering about the video, I've said it a few times, but I'll say it once again. This is an audio-only broadcast tonight. We thought we were going to be able to broadcast video, and once we got here, they have that exclusive contract with NFHS. And a little bit of miscommunication. I'll take credit for it. I thought we did video broadcast up here in basketball last year. So when I asked if we could come up to broadcast, he said sure. He was thinking I meant radio only. I was meaning radio and video. When he got here, he's like, "Oh, sorry, you can't go live from because of their exclusive contract," which we honor them, and we're happy to not get them in trouble and violate their contract. So we're going to go audio only. We've had the national anthem, we've had the coin toss, we've had almost an hour of a pregame show, and this is a pregame show that I usually go 15 to 20 minutes max. And we've been on the air for almost an hour now, and we are still waiting on officials. So let's pay some more bills. We'll take another 60-second break here on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit bearlakedrugid.com. That's bearlakedrugid.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
This is live coverage of local high school sports on SVI Media and the SVI Sports Network.
This is a big game. The winner of this game has a good chance of winning the district and getting to the state playoff. The loser will have to play their way in via max prep. So a big game coming up here on homecoming night from Snake River High School. Caleb Wiscombe setting the kickoff for the Bear Lake Bears. He has put several of his kickoffs into and out of the end zone this year. I think that's what the Bear Lake Bears would like to see on this opening kickoff, and we're finally ready to go. Only 36 minutes late. Gets a good foot into it. It's going to go back, and it's going to be taken right at the goal line. And that's one that you might want to rethink, but he does bring it out, and he's going to go out of bounds near just across the 20 to the 22. That was Hunter Lee. No, sorry, number 3, Preston Wheatley. So I guess he got about what he would have got if they would have let it go into the end zone. If it goes in the end zone, it's at the 20. Instead, it's at the 22. So Snake River Panthers, first possession of the game, take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line after the opening kickoff happens a good 35-plus minutes late here from Snake River. And we'll see what the defense can do. And the quarterback is Bryden Mortensen, sends a man in motion. And he's going to give it on the delay right at the middle, and big gain.
We'll consider that a win.
Clancy Howell. It wasn't a touchdown.
It was a good gain, but that was not broken for a touchdown.
15-yard gain. So a 15-yard run for Snake River, and they move it out to the 37-yard line, but it wasn't a touchdown. The last 2 weeks, the first play of the game for the opposing team has gone for touchdowns. So you said it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but that is a win. All right, Mortensen's in the man in motion, and same play. It's a handoff up the middle, and he's to the second level again. Gain of 13 this time. And that is Clancy Howell, the running back. And he's getting 8 to 10 yards downfield before he gets touched. Just little kind of a delay handoff. It's not just a turnaround and hand it off immediately. It is a delay, but that delay is causing problems for the Bear Lake Bears defense, and Snake River already to midfield, moving the ball easily on this first possession. Howell again behind the quarterback, Mortensen, who's in pistol, and then Howell's 3 yards behind him. Give is to Howell. Howell is a good 5 yards downfield before he gets hit. This time he won't pick up a first down. That is the first play of the game that the Bears have stopped him short. He gets 7, but he is stopped short of the line to gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And that's the first time they have not picked up a Phillips 66 USAFE first down on the handoff. Howell comes to the sideline, so he will not be carrying the ball on this snap. And is that number 2? It can't be because there's not a number 2 on the roster. Mortensen in the pistol, and it's the same play, just different player and a different result. He's going to get to the line to gain. He will pick up the first down.
Wiscombe on the tackle.
Caleb Wiscombe makes the tackle. Number 12? Is that 12? Zed Hancock. Yep, that is who it was. Picks up just exactly 3, and that is another Phillips 66 USAFE first down for the Snake River Panthers at the Bear Lake 40-yard line. And Hancock is again the running back. Mortensen has him off his right hip this time. Man in motion, and it's going to be a pitch to the jet sweep, and that is Hunter Lee. And Lee is finally tackled, but not until after he goes inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
Austin Tafoya with a good wrap up on his legs.
So it's going to be a 17-yard pickup. So they have not thrown the ball yet. They've run it up the middle on the first few plays, and then that's a jet sweep. Good tackle by Tafoya. There was not much between Lee and the end zone if Tafoya doesn't make that tackle. And back in there is Howell. He is the running back. He is going to carry it right up the middle. He's going to gain big yardage again. He's down to about the 15-yard line. So gain, let's call it of 7. Long 7. Well, they'll mark him for an 8-yard gain. Howell is just getting chunks on every play. The worst run he's had so far is for 7 yards, and he gains 8 on that one. Brings up 2nd down and 2 for the Panthers at the Bear Lake 15-yard line. Just 3.5 minutes into this first quarter, the Snake River Panthers opening drive of the game. Mortensen, the quarterback, again has Howell off his left hip. The give is to Howell, and he's going to sweep to the outside. He's going to get the corner pushed out of bounds by Brock Birch at the 7-yard line. So that goes from the 22 to from the 12 to the 7 for a 5-yard gain, his shortest gain of the day. But it does set up 1st down and goal at the 7-yard line for the Snake River Panthers. Under center this time goes Mortensen. He's got both Howell and Hancock in the backfield. Man in motion. Give is to Hancock. He's the second man through, and he's drugged down. What a play. That's 61 for the Bear Lake Bears.
Tazen Nilsson. He just broke through. No gain on the play. He was getting blocked as he was making the tackle. He basically tackled the running back and the offensive lineman. Great play there. No gain. 2nd down and goal. Everything's been a run so far. They haven't even flirted with the pass. It's a lot of option plays, and so far the quarterback Mortensen has handed off to the first option each time, which would be Howell off his left hip this time. And that's exactly what he does. And Howell is going to be stopped short of the end zone, just short, down to the 1-yard line. So a gain of 6. Howell stopped at the 1. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Caleb Wiscombe, the first man there for the Bear Lake Bears, but it sets up a 3rd and goal situation. 5 minutes into this game, the Panthers have had a long drive where they drove from their own 22 after the kickoff. They're clear down to the Bear Lake 1, 3rd down and goal. Mortensen will be under center. The back will be Hancock. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get it. And he's into the end zone. So after Hancock does all the dirty work, the 1-yard touchdown run by Mortensen. 6:48 left in the first quarter, and it's 6-0. Extra point pending on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard as they're going to go for the kick. And that's Cash Hendricks, a junior. Hold it down. Kick is up. It is good. And it's 7-0. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
My name is Benjamin Bozen. I am a family medicine physician. I really enjoy providing care to the whole family, from newborns to elderly care. I like athletes and sports medicine, and then I also do osteopathic manipulative therapy, which is a hands-on treatment. My ultimate goal is to be your advocate and to help you have the best life that you can have, to help you achieve your goals.
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com.
7-0 on the Bear Lake Memorial.
This is the SVI Sports Network.
Memorial Healthcare. You can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Snake River takes the opening drive 78 yards on running plays. They ran the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And in that 10 plays, they pushed the ball effectively down the field, and on 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, score the opening touchdown. Back to kick for the Snake River Panthers. Cash Hendricks Bears will have their first offensive possession of the game with a chance to match the Snake River Panthers on the scoreboard. Back deep, it's Anderson and Tafoya, and that one's going to go way to the back of the end zone, bounces up and over the goalpost. What a kick. And that's not even close to returnable, because as soon as the ball crosses the goal line in high school, you can't return it. It's automatically a touchback. And that one was still 10 yards in the air when it crossed into the end zone. So the Bears will take over first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
That was really almost a bullet kick. I mean, it didn't get very high off the ground. It just carried.
Yeah, great weapon. Wiscombe's a great weapon for the Bears, and Hendricks obviously a great weapon for Snake River. If you can pin a team back, that 10 to 15 to 20 yards that you get by pinning them back is important. So the Bears, with their first possession, Hume is back there, low snap, back to pass. He's being chased, gets the pass away. It's incomplete. Preston Wright was the intended receiver. But good to see Preston out there. He was injured early in the very first game of the season, did not play last week. He is the intended running back on that one. Pressure in the
Owen Jones.
Yeah, he was in the backfield quickly.
He almost was untouched.
And that was a good job by Hume just to get that ball away, avoid the sack, which would have been a big play. Second down and 10 after the incompletion for the Bear Lake Bears, back at their own 20-yard line, trailing 7-0 early in this ball game. Hume back to pass again, gets it to Tafoya through his hands. It would have been a completion for probably at least a 5-yard gain, but I think he was looking upfield before he secured the ball. It squirts through his hands and brings up third down and 10. So the route was there, the pass was there, but he couldn't hold on to it. There was a lot of pepper on that ball, and I think he was looking to see if he could make a move and gain more yardage. What would have been third down and manageable is now third down and 10 after two straight incompletions. So Snake River came out and ran the ball 10 straight times. The Bears have come out with two straight passes, and if they look to pick up a first down here, it's probably a third straight pass. Wright is the running back. Hume back to pass. He's got his man over the middle. Anderson, it's complete, and he's in the open. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown, Bears! 80-yard touchdown. Caden Anderson caught it in stride. Only one man had a chance to make the tackle. He couldn't do it. And Caden Anderson trots 80 yards for the touchdown.
That was a great pass, right in stride.
He had his man beat. The pass was delivered perfectly in stride. The diving attempt to catch him doesn't trip him up, and he goes 80 yards into the end zone. Bears will try to tie it up right here. Caleb Wiscombe will kick. Jack Hume, the holder, to tie this one up. Kick is up and good. And no good. Wow. They say no good. It must have been off left. It looked good from here, but we don't have the angle. Extra point is missed, and it is 7-6. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get the cows. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Lee and Wheatley set to receive the kickoff from Caleb Wiscombe in a 7-6 ball game on the SVI Sports Network. The Bear Lake Bears with an 80-yard touchdown catch and run. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, I knew he had a chance. He had one man to beat. He made him miss, and then he had the angle on the other Snake River defender and trotted into the end zone. Wiscombe gets the foot into it. It's going to be taken back inside the 5 by Wheatley. And he is going to get out across the 25-yard line. So gains a few yards out to the 27. So he's gaining his team a few yards by running those back, but not a lot. If you're, I consider it personally a win if you can pin the opponent back inside the 35 on kickoffs at this level of high school, because for so many years we saw the ball not make it to the end zone and the ball, get a return and usually starting out at the 35, 40-yard line.
That's still a long field.
It's a long field to pin him inside the 30. So from the 27 this time, they ran it every time. Last time, Hancock was the primary running back. He's off the right hip of the quarterback, Mortensen. Here's the snap, and Mortensen will keep it. Quarterback option, he keeps it this time, and it was a good decision. He gains 9. Nope, they're going to say 10. They're going to give him right to the line to gain and give him 10 yards. It's the same play every time, but he has options to hand it off or to keep it, and that time he decided to keep it. He picks up exactly 10, and that's good for a Phillips 66 U save. First down, Phillips 66. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. This time, Hancock is behind Mortensen, the center, who's in pistol. Here's the snap. Here's the give. Hands it off this time to Hancock. Hancock's going to gain about 4 yards. Whole swarm of Bear Lake Bears are going to bring him down. And Brock Birch and Cutler Keach come up out of the bottom of the pile there for Bear Lake, among other Bear Lake Bears. They're going to give him 5 yards on the carry. But 2nd and 5 ball at the 42-yard line for Snake River here. Their drive took forever. It took 5.5 minutes off the clock. The Bear Lake Bears ran 3 plays, and 2 of those were incomplete passes. So they took about 10 seconds right off the clock with that 80-yard touchdown pass. So defense has been out there for quite a while. This is pitch and nice broken tackle there. Allman read it well.
Caden Anderson filling the gap, though.
But Zed Hancock picks up 4. Should have been dropped for a loss, but he was able to stiff arm Allman, who played that perfectly. Allman was in his position, but with a great offensive move there by the running back, Hancock avoids the tackle. And it is 3rd down and 1. Only the second 3rd down of the game. The last one was 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line for the Panthers. The Bears scored the 80-yard touchdown on their 3rd down. And this is a give right up the middle. And it's going to be a 5-yard gain. He needed 1. He gained 5. It'll move the chains. It'll be another Phillips 66 U save. First down by Howell.
Caleb Wiscombe filling the hole on that one.
Oh, was that Hancock? I thought it was Howell. It was Hancock.
It was Hancock.
Still out there. They rotate these backs back and forth quite regularly, and they're going to leave Hancock out there for one more, and Howell still on the sideline. Mortensen has yet to pass the ball. He does have the one rush that he ran the ball for 10 yards. First down and 10, just inside Bear Lake territory at the 48-yard line for Snake River. Mortensen hands it off again, and it's Hancock again, and he's going to gain about 5 or 6 yards. They're going to give him 6, I believe, on the carry. 2nd down and 4. So first few plays of the last drive went for 15 and 13. They did have one other big play of 17, but they're just getting chunks each time. They're getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards every carry. And you do that for 3 downs and you move the chains.
Every time.
3:50 left in the first quarter. 7-6 ball game. And 2 very different styles so far. Grind it out on the ground and air it out. But it's 7-6. And it's a high snap. Give us to Hancock. And he's going to be met by Wiscombe. He's going to get 1 yard on the play, right to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Great
group tackling.
Yeah, Wiscombe was the first man to hit him. He hit him and stood him up. And then his teammates came in and helped finish it off. 3rd down and 2. Mortensen has yet to throw in the game, and he's got a good arm. We saw him in warm-ups.
Yeah, he does.
He can chuck the ball. So we know that is a possibility. He has got Howell. Clancy Howell, the senior running back, off his right hip from the shotgun formation on 3rd down and 2. Back to pass. It's the first pass of the game, wide open, and that might be a touchdown. And the Bears are going to bring him down at the 2-yard line. Royal Daly goes down the sideline. They needed just 2 yards. They were at the 37-yard line, needed to get to the 35, and they go down to the 3-yard line. So 34-yard pass, and that's the first pass of the game. And broken coverage.
Broken.
Nobody over there. I think the Bears thought it was just going to be a run up the middle. Bears wanted to get that stop, force the 4th down. Instead, right up the middle. And then nice tackle there. And Howell was brought down by Caden Anderson. No gain. Howell's momentum was low. Anderson used that, bulldogged him to the ground. And Broxton Birch also in on the tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and goal. And tripped up by Birch, finished off by Anderson. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. I think no gain on that play.
What goes to show, though, is we can't just key run.
Yeah.
We got to respect both ends.
That's back to the key to the game that Coach Houston Reynolds gave us before the game. You've got to be assignment sound. You can't assume. You got to make sure you're doing your job. Howell, the running back, he sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper touchdown. Untouched into the end zone. 3-yard TD run. And both touchdowns have been scored by the quarterback, Bryden Mortensen, on the running game. He's thrown 1 pass, but he has 14 yards rushing, and 2 of those rushes were for touchdowns. So it's 13-6 PAT pending on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. The Bears have got to find a solution for the running game.
Yes.
Kick is up. Good. And it's 14-6. We'll be back with another kickoff right after this in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on an LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
Tafoya and Anderson back deep to receive for the Bear Lake Bears. Cash Hendricks, the kicker for Snake River, and he's got a leg. His last kick went out of the back of the end zone. Let's see if Tafoya and Anderson have a chance this time. And I'm going to say no. They're just going to watch it. It goes over the top. That one hit the back of the end zone where it came down. So
I thought that was going to be another PAT.
Yeah, you don't see that much from high school. And they do kick a little bit further forward. They're kicking off from the 40, not the 35 like they do in college. But you still don't see that a lot. That's a great weapon.
But even kicking from the 45, he'd still be in the end zone. Front edge.
So Bears' average starting position is their own 20. The Panthers' average starting position isn't much better at about the own 24-yard line. As Wiscombe's kicks have been excellent as well. So 1 out of 3 passing, but 80 yards and a touchdown on the first possession for Hume. He's got Preston Wright as the running back. 2 wide receivers to either side. And he's going to hand it off to Wright, and Wright's going to gain a yard. First running play is a 1-yard run to Preston Wright. And it'll be 2nd down and 9. Like I said, it's good to see him back out there. He got injured early in that first home game and didn't see action last week. And I believe that was Jones, number 15 on the tackle.
Yep. He's quite the nuisance on the defensive side.
Yeah, he was in the backfield on forced that incompletion on the first drive. And he makes the tackle there coming from his defensive end position. Man in motion is Anderson. Back to pass is Hume. He goes in the middle. He's got Anderson wide open, and Anderson's going to gain big yardage. He's going to be out to the 37-yard line. So from the 21 to the 37, 16-yard pass. Anderson just found a soft spot in the zone. It looks like they're playing a zone defense to me.
Yep.
And Anderson that was a quick slant right into the open spot. And it moves the ball to the 37-yard line. Another Phillips 66 U save first down. Phillips 66 U save. Live to the fool. Hume, low snap, back to pass. He's just going to throw it away. And smart decision. Alleman was in the area, so it's not an incompletion. But it means 2nd down and 10 as that was I'll get it out to my receiver. If he can make an amazing catch, great. If not, at least I don't give up the sack.
Yep.
And it brings up 2nd and 10. Smart move there by the quarterback, Jack Hume. 2nd-year starter, just a junior, so he's still on the young side. And it brings up 2nd and 10. Bears at their own 37-yard line after the 15-yard catch earlier by Anderson. It's a sweep by Wright, and he is going to get the corner, but he's coming back.
Holding.
Going to call 2 different officials through the flag, so it's pretty obvious what's happening. They called the hold. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Looks like he was going to gain about 5 on the play. Would have been out across the 30 to the 40 to the 42. And they're going to say the hold happened at the 38-yard line, 39 maybe. So it'll be back to the 29. So 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and 18-ish. Yeah, 2nd down and 18 if they spot it where I think they will. And that's exactly. So they lost 9 is all on the hold because it was 1 yard downfield where the hold happened. So 2nd down and 18. Ball goes back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So the Bears up against the chains. First penalty of the game for either team comes on a hold. So Hume with Preston Wright off his left hip. He's got Ewing as the near side receiver, 3 wide receivers to the far side. And he's back to pass, in trouble. He gets it out to Brox Birch. If he would have had 5 seconds more, and there's going to be a personal foul penalty, that's going to be unnecessary roughness, 15 yards.
Looks like Ewing's down.
And that's why that's a penalty. It happened 10 yards away from where the ball was intended, and they just lit up the receiver. And Tate Ewing with his helmet off down on the field. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back here on the SVI Sports Network.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 304 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Hank Ewing still down on the field. Personal foul, 15-yard penalty, unnecessary roughness on the Panthers. I don't believe there is such a thing as an automatic first down in high school football, so it'll still be 2nd down. So the 2 penalties have kind of erased each other. The ball is almost exactly where it would have been had Preston Wright's run play not been negated by the hold.
Yep.
Ewing is still down on the field. They've got Coach Houston Reynolds, a.k.a. Dr. Houston Reynolds, out there with the Snake River training staff. We'll take another 30-second break and be back on the SVI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
So Tate Ewing is on his feet and headed to the sidelines after that personal foul penalty. Sets Bear Lake up with 2nd down and 3. And hopefully he'll be okay. He is up walking off, and hopefully we'd like to see him back out there sooner than later if he's okay to get back out there. He went down in the first game of the year with a similar situation.
Yes, he did.
2nd down now and 3. Ball just short of the 45-yard line, just inside the 45 at about the 44.5 for 2nd down and 3. And the incomplete pass was great job by Hume just to get that ball away. And the hit on Ewing was way away from the play. The pass was intended for Brox Birch. Hume had like another half second to put some touch on that ball. Brox Birch was wide open on the sideline. Tafoya, the near side receiver, Birch and Anderson on the far side. 2 running backs in the backfield on 2nd down and 3. Man in motion is Anderson. Handoff is to Wiscombe. He's going to the outside. If he can get the corner, he does get the corner, and he's going to pick up 1st down yardage. A 4-yard gain by Caleb Wiscombe. That's good for another Phillips 66 U save. 1st down. Phillips 66 U save. Live to the full, where convenience is our pleasure. And that is the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
The Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard shows the Bears trailing by a touchdown as we start the second quarter. Preston Wright is going to gain positive yardage on the option pitch. He'll gain about a yard over on the sideline as we start the second quarter. The Bears and Panthers, it's been an offensive battle so far. And it's 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard run by Preston Wright. The Bears have done their damage pretty much in the passing game. The 80-yard touchdown pass on their first possession, where the Panthers have done almost everything on the ground. They have one pass. It did go for 34 yards, but everything else they've done on the ground to score their 2 touchdowns. Hume has Wright off his right hip. He's back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket. Now he's going to tuck the ball and just get to the sidelines and be tackled out of bounds. And it's going to be a loss of 2, so technically a sack down there on the sideline. Loss of 2. And Daly makes the tackle right on the sideline. Hume did a good job to not lose any more yardage than he did. He gets back to the 42-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 11. Passing situation. Pressure put on that time by number 52. That was Cole Preston. Was in the backfield, and it was just a good job of Hume to get as much yardage as he could. And near midfield at the 47-yard line, the Bears have 3rd down and 11. Hume is coming in from the sideline with the play, and they're going to have to hurry to get this one off, and I don't think they're going to have to call a timeout or hurry. And it's going to be timeout taken by the Bears to avoid the delay of game penalty on a big crucial 3rd down. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with this 3rd down play right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
11:07 left here in the first half. The Bears trail the Panthers by a score 14-6. And this is only the second time the Bears have had the ball. With the ball possession running game that the Panthers run, you don't get a lot of chances to touch it, and this is only the Bears' second possession. They face 3rd down and 11 right at midfield at the 47-yard line. So we'll see what happens if the Bears are in 4-down territory or not. Back to pass is Hume, and he's going to be sacked. He is sacked, and again, in the backfield is Owen Jones.
He's been back there a lot tonight, coming from that defensive end position.
5-yard loss, but now it makes it 4th and 17, and that's a punt situation, you'd think. Caleb Wiscombe has been doing the punting for the Bears. And I don't see Wiscombe. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was sorry. I missed him. I'm like, wait a minute. We have a punt formation without a punter, but Wiscombe is out there on 4th down, and back deep is Preston Wheatley for Snake River. Here's the snap. Kick is good. Oh, deep spiral kick taken at the 25-yard line by Wheatley. He's coming down the sideline, cuts it inside, picks up good yardage, is tackled by number 11. That's Garrett Argyle, but not until he returns the ball across midfield to the 45-yard line. So Snake River will take over their 3rd possession of the game at the Bear Lake 45. Their first 2 possessions, they just ran the ball. They've only passed the ball 1 time in the game. And everything else has been runs, 2 touchdown runs by their quarterback. The vast majority of the running has been done by Clancy Howell with Zed Hancock doing the cleanup work. It's Howell in the backfield with him right now on 1st and 10 at the Bear Lake 45. Man in motion is Lee. Back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket, he gets it out, and it's caught, and he's tackled immediately by Jack Hume, but that is Hunter Lee. He'll gain 7 on the pass. Brings up 2nd down and 3. Good tackle there by Hume to make a good secure tackle in open space coming up from his safety position. Lee was open, but by the time the ball got there, Hume had closed the gap. And that's only the 2nd pass of the game. So their quarterback, Morrison, is 2 for 2 in the passing game for 41 yards. 9.5 minutes left till halftime. Low snap. Handoff is to Howell. And he gets through a hole in a hurry, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And that is Wiscombe and Farmer coming up after the tackle. But it's inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So he gets the 1st down on the gain of 5. And it looked like there wasn't much of a gap there. He shot through the gap and picks up the 5 yards positive, where it looked like he might go for no gain. 1st and 10, that's another Phillips 66 USA 1st down for the Snake River Panthers. At the Bear Lake 34-yard line, Howell is the running back. Here's the snap. Give it is to Howell. And he breaks the 1st tackle, and he's in the open field. Hume makes the touchdown-saving tackle, but clear down to the 18-yard line. So from the 34 to the 18 to pick up a 16. And I didn't catch you. That wasn't a backfield that had a chance, but could not make the tackle about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage because Howell just hits the hole in a hurry. So even though the Bear Lake defender was there, couldn't make the tackle, and Hume makes the touchdown-saving tackle down at the 17-yard line after the pickup of 16 yards. Mortensen has Hancock now in the backfield behind him on 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line. 8:24 left till halftime. Here's the snap. Here's the pass. And it's complete for a touchdown. 17-yard touchdown pass. That is
Owen Jones again.
Owen Jones. He's the menace on defense. That time is the menace on the offense. So on the game, 3 for 3 in the passing game with touchdown and 58 yards. So they don't pass it a lot, but when they do, it's effective. And it's a 20-0 lead now for the Panthers, 20-6 lead, sorry, for the Panthers. PAT pending, and Hendricks, Cash Hendricks, has been money on his kicks so far. And now there is, before the kick, there is a flag offsides versus the Bears. Half the distance to the goal, but I assume they're just going to continue to kick it. So they'll move the ball a yard and a half forward. And the Panthers will not kick it. They'll go for 2. So let's see if the offsides penalty, and it was before the snap because they didn't even get the snap off before they blew it dead. If the offside penalty costs the Bears a point here, if they get the 2-point conversion, that's a point added to the scoreboard by the Bear Lake Bears defense being offside on an extra point attempt. So they're in a power running formation. Quarterback sneak off the right side is what I would predict. That's what it is. And he bounces it left into the end zone. PAT good. Max makes the score 22-6. He just followed his lead blockers. And he picks up the 2-point conversion. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back with the kickoff on the SVI Sports Network. (22-6) on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bears defense has not been able to stop the Panthers. They've scored on all 3 possessions. Bears had an 80-yard touchdown on their first possession, but had to punt after getting the ball near midfield on their second possession. This will be possession number 3 for the Bears, and they need some points if they're going to stay in this, and they got to figure things out on defense.
It's almost like the delayed handoff is what's killing us. It's giving them time to buckle down. Their linemen are just they're out hustling us. That's all there is to it. They are putting us in our place, and there's holes every single time.
And by making the handoff a little bit of a delay, the running back can then read where the hole is to make his decision. This ball is going to be taken this time by Anderson back near the goal line, and he's going to return it, still on his feet, dancing, and he's going to get out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. So good return by Anderson. That ball was not kicked to the end zone, and he gets it clear out to the 23. Good return there by Caden Anderson.
Yeah, he lofted that one up a little bit. I think they wanted to see what we had as far as return.
And Anderson gains more yards than he would if it would have gone into the end zone. Starts at the 23-yard line. Our best field possession of the game so far for Bear Lake as Jack Hume breaks the huddle. He's got Anderson, Wiscombe, and Birch near side receivers. Preston Wright will be in the backfield off his right hip. And Tafoya, the far side receiver. Here's the snap. He's rolling, looking deep. He's got Anderson. Anderson at the 35 and out to the 38-yard line. So from the 23 to the 8 to the 38, a gain of 15. So Anderson and Hume on the same page so far in the passing game, and things are going like Bears when Anderson gets it. I believe he has caught every pass.
Yep.
So he has 96 now, 111 yards receiving on the 3 catches. And Snake River plays a zone defense, and Anderson just has found the soft spots in the zone so far. Tafoya, the near side receiver, 2 running backs this time in the backfield. Back to passes Hume. It was a low snap, flag down before the snap. It's going to be a false start against the Bears. 5-yard penalty brings up first down. I know what I'm saying. First down and 15 now. So the false start. And that was a low snap, but Hume was going to pass it there. So we'll see when he comes back out if it's the same play. He gets the play from the sideline. Clock ticking, 7:20 left here in the first half on this audio only. You can see the scoreboard, but that's all we're allowed to show you here from Snake River High School, as they have that exclusive contract with the NFHS network. So sorry about that. Preston Wright, the lone running back, 3 wide receivers to the far side. It's Tafoya all alone here on the near side. Hume back to pass, and he's now stepping up. He's going deep, and Anderson comes down with it, and he's still on his feet, going to be thrown down clear inside of the 25-yard line. Wow. From the 33, he goes down to the 22.
What an amazing catch.
So that's a 45-yard catch by Anderson. Anderson has every completed catch in the game for the Bears. 160 yards already passing for Hume, and all of them to Caden Anderson. He broke the school record last week for passing yards in the game, and he's on pace to push that this week. And so far, it's been Caden Anderson. That was a spectacular catch. Great coverage. You can't hope for better coverage if you're Snake River on that one. And Anderson almost broke it for the touchdown. Hume back to pass again. And he's going for Anderson again. And, oh, it's knocked down. Oof.
I thought he had it.
Dance made a move on the ball that could have been a pick. It was not a pick. And Anderson almost came down with it. And because Dance made the move he did, if Anderson comes down with that, so that's not Dance, that's Lee. Dance is the freshman. Lee is the senior wearing the same number.
Yep.
If Lee catches it, he's probably gone for a touchdown. If Anderson catches it, he's probably gone for a touchdown. Instead, it just hits the turf in between them after it gets knocked down and brings up 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Hume back to pass. This time it's to Brox Birch down to the 15-yard line, gain of 7. So that's the first completion that didn't go to Anderson. Brox Birch found the ball over the middle, 3rd down and 3. You got to think 4-down territory inside of the 20-yard line at the 15, the blue zone, as it were. And we're looking for a sponsor for the Blue Zone. If you want to be the sponsor for our SVA broadcast for the Bear Lake High School Blue Zone, give Lisa a call. So 3rd down and 3, 4-down territory. Wiscombe, Birch, and Hume to the far side. Tafoya along on the near side. Timeout taken by the Snake River Panthers. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the SBI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
22-6 on your Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. And false and an offside penalty on the Snake River Panthers as we come back. And that will get the Bear Lake Bears virtually by virtue of the penalty. Another Phillips 66U save. First down, and let's see if they say goal. I think they are. 1st down and goal at the 10. After the Bears are able to draw a couple of Panthers offsides on the false start. So if I'm the Bear Lake Bears right here, I look for either Anderson, who's been spectacular, or Birch, who's only got 1 catch but has been wide open a couple of times. And those two will be split far to the far side of the field, which is the wide side. And good news, Tate Ewing is back in the game. He's the near side receiver. Wiscombe also over on the far side, and it's knocked down. Intended for Anderson.
And Dally with the good defense there.
So it brings up 2nd and goal from the 10. And the ball is right on the 10-yard line. So the Bears can't get a 1st down, but they do have the full 10 yards to go to get this ball into the end zone and cut it into the 22-6 lead with 5:37 left in the first half. Very contrasting styles.
Yes, very.
Snake River runs the ball pretty much every play. The Bears have not run it with much success. And they will have 2 running backs in the backfield this time as Wiscombe joins right. Ewing to the near side. Anderson is in motion on the far side. Back to pass, looking into the end zone. I think it was tipped, maybe the line of scrimmage. And so I think actually once it was tipped, the defensive back actually had a better chance at it than Anderson.
Yeah, he did.
Anderson, again, it's a zone defense. At least it looks like a zone defense to me. And he just is sitting down in the middle of that zone. And he was open. If that pass isn't tipped to the line of scrimmage, I think that's another touchdown.
Yeah.
So Wiscombe is going to go out on this play. So the wide receivers are Ewing, Birch, and Anderson. And also coming into the game for the Bear Lake Bears is Dax Perkins. Back to pass and being flushed. He's got some running room, and he's going to go down to the 6-yard line. A 4-yard gain there for Hume. So now 4th and goal. And Jeremy Stuckey makes the tackle. Hume, it was unlikely he breaks that tackle, but if he does, he's gone because Stuckey was the last person between him and the goal line.
Yep.
And he couldn't make Stuckey miss. And Preston Wright out there with Caleb Wiscombe. They're both going to be in the backfield. Tight formation this time. Oh, they're going to kick a field goal. No. Just a power formation on 4th and 6. And Hume, naked bootleg into the end zone over the head of Perkins. A pass is incomplete. Perkins was there. Hume was under pressure, getting hit as he threw. Turnover on downs at the 6-yard line. That's another one where it's a half a beat. If he has a half a second to put a little bit of touch on that ball instead of having just to get rid of it, he probably gets the touchdown there. But a turnover on downs, and the Snake River Panthers have the ball with 4:35 left. The Bears need to stop right here. The Bears will get the ball back to start the second half. You'd love them to get a stop and maybe get a score right here. They got Snake River back at their own 6-yard line. But the Bears defense has yet to get a stop in this game. Mortensen is going to hand it off to Howell, and Howell's just going to dance forward. Farmer there to make the tackle, 4-yard gain. So 2nd down and 6. Ball's right at the 10. Farmer, big body out there, as well as on the defensive line, Bo Crockett. A couple of big boys on the defensive line for the Bear Lake Bears make the stop. 2nd down and a long 6. Ball marked just inside the 10-yard line. And Howell, the running back behind the quarterback, Mortensen. Here's the snap, and it's an option, and Mortensen's going to keep it. He's going to be tackled by, is that Anderson? Yeah, yep. Anderson. And that was a zone read option play. He gains 11 yards.
Honestly, if he would have pulled that and started running sooner, he probably would have got more yardage.
Yeah,
they both kind of stayed there for a minute.
Howell and Mortensen were kind of trotting slowly side by side with the ball in the gut of the running back, Howell. He finally pulled it down and took it, and by then, like I said, it gave the defense time to react. He still gains 11, but it could have been a bigger play. Nice tackle there by Anderson in the open field. And just a QB keeper right up the middle. He makes one man miss, still on his feet, and he breaks another tackle. He may be gone, and he is down the sideline. He is going to go 80 yards. And the Bears missed like 4 or 5 tackles.
We had him, just didn't wrap up, and we were trying to tackle his upper body, and he just busted right through him. He's a big guy.
Yes, he is. And he goes 80 yards. His 3rd touchdown running to the game. He's got 1 passing. Scores 28-6 with 3:10 left in the first half after the big run by Mortensen. They'll kick the extra point. Cash Hendricks looks to extend the lead. He has 2 out of 3. They did the 2-point conversion on the 3rd touchdown, so he did not kick that one. And it's a bad snap, and they're going to have to go for it, and it's incomplete. So the score remains 28-6 as the bad snap. The PAT no good. And the score is Snake River 28, Bear Lake 6. 30-second break, and we'll have a kickoff on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bears trail it by a score of 28-6. Bears need points on this possession before halftime. This can be a two-possession turnaround if the Bears can score here, because they will get the ball to start the second half. So the Bears really need to put points on the board. They had a great drive last time, drove clear down to the 6-yard line, but after like 17 or 18 broken tackles, it seemed like on that last play, Mortensen runs for 80 yards and puts another touchdown on the board. He's got 3 rushing and 1 passing touchdown so far in the game. Cash Hendricks to kick. Anderson and Tafoya back to receive for the Bears. Let's see if he kicks this one out of the end zone. Nope, he's going to go short. Anderson will take it at about the 5. He's out to the 10 and breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and finally forced out of bounds across the 25-yard line to the 26. So Anderson out to the 26-yard line. He's had a big night receiving. He's had a big night on defense. Jack Hume has had a couple of big tackles as well on the defensive side and has been fantastic throwing the ball, and that's what they need right here with 3:03 left in the first half, is some big throws from Hume. First down and 10. They've got 3 minutes. They don't want to give the ball back here, so they need to convert some Phillips 66 U-Save first downs and put points on the board, points on that Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Just a quick outlet to Wiscombe. He's going to be across the 30, and he's driven out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. That is a gain of 7 on the catch to Wiscombe. The Bears have figured out they have this schemed very well. It has not been schemed. The Bears have schemed it very well. They're finding the soft spots in the zone. Protection for Hume has hurt on some of these plays, and then just time to deliver the ball.
Hume is doing very well of getting out of the pocket if he's being pushed, though. I feel like he's scrambling very well.
This time, Wiscombe is the running back, and Wright is in motion. And the pass is delivered low to Brox Birch. And Hume hit as he threw. And
he's hurting.
Yeah, that one hurt. He is up, but as he's holding his non-throwing arm as he goes off the field. At least it's his non-throwing arm. Hopefully he'll be okay. That was big number 52, Cole Preston, that forced that ball to be thrown early, so it was at the feet of Birch. So instead of the completion for what would have been an easy first down, it makes it 3rd down and about 3. Hume trots back out there, not holding the arm anymore, so hopefully all is well.
Stingers are a real thing.
Yeah, and he got hit, and like I said, it was the non-throwing arm, so hopefully it won't affect his attempt to pass here on what looks to be a pass situation on 3rd and 3. And Anderson is the man in motion. Back to pass is Hume. He's got Anderson, and he drops it. It was thrown behind him. Would have been a first down and into Snake River territory likely, because it was about the 47-yard line. But he threw it just far enough behind him. He couldn't bring it in. The incomplete pass forces the punt. And the bad news is that possession took 10 seconds off the board.
Yep. That's hard with passing. There's not much, no time runs off.
The first pass that was completed, he was forced out of bounds that stopped the clock, and the other 2 passes were incomplete. That one would have been a big gainer.
Yeah, it would have.
If he would have put it out in front of him where he could have caught him stride, Anderson would have been into the Snake River territory. Wiscombe gets a good kick. It's end over end. It's going to be taken by Wheatley. He's out across the 40, and he's tackled out of bounds. Nice tackle there. That is Garrett Argyle throwing him out of bounds. That's his 2nd special teams tackle on the night, right at midfield at the 49. So the Bears don't gain a lot of field position with the punt, only get about 20 yards out of it. And Snake River has a chance to put this game away. here before halftime. They already lead it by 22 points. And with 2:43 left, that possession, the Bears had the ball after the kickoff, including the punt return, a total of 20 seconds.
Yep.
3:03 when they ran their first play, 2:43 as Snake River runs their first play. And they got a chance to put more points on the board. Mortensen, low snap, but he gets it to Howell. Howell down the sideline for a gain of 12 yards.
Off the line, they are just blowing us back.
Yeah, the point of attack, they're going to the outside. Up the middle, the Bears are doing okay, but they get the ball to the outside. They only gained, say 11 on that one. When they get the ball to the outside, there's just running room. He's not getting hit till 8, 10, 12 yards downfield. Gain of 11 on that one. Ball's at the 38-yard line now. 2:20 left in the half, so plenty of time for the Panthers. I think they still have 2 timeouts. Give his again to Howell. This time, Keach grabs his leg in the backfield and just holds on for dear life, and Howell only gains a yard. So just a gain of 1. And Keach, like I said, hit him probably 2 yards deep and just held on to his leg. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and a gain of 1. 150 as they come to the line, left in the first half. 2nd down and 9. Howell right off the right hip of the quarterback this time. Mortensen, low snap. The ball's on the ground, and it's going to be
fumbled still.
Oh, I think Snake River jumps on it, but they lose about 4 or 5 yards. That could have been big for the Bears. The Bears had a chance there. Timeout taken. We'll take a 30-second break on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
1:35 left till halftime. The Snake River Panthers lose 5, but that could have been a big play for the Bear Lake Bears. They would have had the ball back near midfield if they could have dove on that handoff. That fumble. The low snap, and Mortensen never came up with it. I think Howell, the running back, eventually dove on it, but a couple Bear Lake Bears had a chance at it, could not come up with it cleanly. That oblong-shaped ball does weird things. If that's a round ball, I think the Bears get the fumble recovery, but it squirted away, and it's a 3rd down now and 14. Back to passes Mortensen. It's a screen pass, wide open. Howell hasn't been hit yet, and he's going to gain 12 yards. And that was a well set up screen pass. He gets 12. They needed 14, so it will be 4th down at the 31-yard line. They need the 28, so we're going to call it 4th and 3, and this might be the play of the game with 1:09 left till halftime. If the Panthers convert here and score again, it could end the game. If the Bears can get a stop right here, they would. It goes a long ways to them being able to get back into this game. Mortensen is back to pass, and it's another screen, and it's caught, and it's going to be complete down to the 20-yard line. So 1st down. So he needed 3. He gets 12 on the pass play. It's a Snake River 1st down. They've got 1 timeout left, clock ticking, 42 seconds left in the half. Mortensen is going to run it off the left side, and he's going to get inside the 10, or right to about the 10, to the 11. He'll gain 9, and he smartly just steps out of bounds.
Stops the clock.
Yep. So if you're going to run it in that situation with only 1 timeout left this late in the half, you need to get out of bounds, and he did. Good job of following his blockers, getting what he could, and then stepping out of bounds and stopping that clock. So 2nd down and 1 at the 11. He's got Howell in the backfield with him, and he's going to do the exact same play, and he is going to dive but go out of bounds at the 3. I think that was Birch that we should give credit for the tackle. They mark him at the 4. Ball at the 4. Timeout on the field taken by the Bear Lake Bears. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this on the SVI Sports Network.
My name is Benjamin Bozen. I am a family medicine physician. I really enjoy providing care to the whole family, from newborns to elderly care. I like athletes and sports medicine, and then I also do osteopathic manipulative therapy, which is a hands-on treatment. My ultimate goal is to be your advocate and to help you have the best life that you can have, to help you achieve your goals.
28 seconds left till halftime, and the Bears trail this one 28-6. It's first and goal for the Snake River Panthers at the 4-yard line. Coming out of the timeout, the Bears looking for a stop. They'd love to force a field goal at worst. If they could force a turnover here, and they've had their opportunities for turnovers, that would go a long way. Mortensen is perfect passing in the game with a touchdown pass. I don't have a recorded incompletion for him yet.
Nope.
And he's also recorded 3 touchdowns on the ground, 1 touchdown through the air. They don't pass a lot, but when they do, it's been effective. He's got Hal, and the ball fumbled snap, and he's going to lose yardage. He is going to get back near the line of scrimmage, but they lose yardage back to the 7. They'll have to take their final timeout with 20 seconds left. We'll stay right here because we just took the timeout, and we're going to have an extended break when halftime comes up here in a second. But they marked that ball out at the 8-yard line, so a loss of 4. It was a bad snap, and by the time he picked it up, the Bears defense was in his face. It was a designed run, so there was no place to get rid of the ball. He had no choice but just to try to do what he could. He loses yardage back to the 8. So with 20 seconds left, a second down and goal, no timeouts. So you got to throw it into the end zone or throw it away. If you throw the ball, and if you run, you better get out of bounds or into the end zone, or you're not going to get another playoff. With only 20 seconds left, if you can't stop the clock by getting out of bounds or an incomplete pass, the half may end. So We'll see. Bear Lake still has a timeout, but Snake River, I believe, is now out of timeouts. And
this is a big play, though.
I think they're just going to kneel down. They have no wide receivers in formation.
2 backs.
They send a man in motion. He is back to pass, and it's caught, but very short gain, and that could run it out. There's only 9, 8, 7. They're hurrying back to the line. They are going to get a playoff. He'll just clock it, but it'll be 4th down and goal. He gained 3 yards on that pass play is all. That was a risky play, and with 3 seconds left, they're going to kick a field goal, it looks like. That was an interesting play call. The Bears read it well, and maybe they were just trying to position the ball on the hash for the kickoff for Cash Hendricks. And he'll kick this one from about the 13, so a 23-yard attempt. And it is good. That'll make your halftime score 31-6. 31-6 at halftime on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Snake River ends the half with the field goal kick. Let's take about a 3 or 4 minute break. This is going to be a long halftime. So we'll take a 4-minute break, let you watch some ads on the video side of things. I think they're going to play the bulletin board back on the audio side of things, and we'll be back in 4 minutes on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wave, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. We have very competent and successful providers that provide the best care possible. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. As a hospital, we're really proud of what we are able to provide. It's an all-encompassing department that is very, very much needed.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
High school sports coverage lives here
It's
on the
halftime. They're
SVI
honoring
Sports
the
Network.
homecoming
Let's get back to the
royalty out on
game.
the track. They got some classic trucks out there, including a 1965 Ford F-150. That's a pretty cool looking truck. And they're driving their royalty around the track in those trucks. They got a lot of classic trucks pulling out there.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway, halftime here, and let's just recap how we got to this score. Snake River has scored every single time they touched the ball. The opening possession after the kickoff, they started at their own 22, and after 10 straight running plays, a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Mortensen made it 7-0. The Bears came out, 2 straight incompletions, and on the third pass of the game, an 80-yard touchdown catch and run thrown by Jack Hume, caught by Caden Anderson. He went 80 yards to make it 7-6 as the PAT was ruled no good. Looked good from here, but I'm not going to doubt the officials. So it must have missed it to the left, I think. Snake River takes over at their own 27 this time. They mixed a 34-yard pass in there to convert on third down and to take the lead on a 3-yard touchdown run again by Mortensen. And the lead was then 14-6 as the PAT was good. The Bears drive it clear to near midfield. They got to the 47-yard line, and just after the second quarter started, they were forced to punt. So they only had 1.5 possessions during the first quarter because the ball control of the Snake River Panthers, who threw 1 pass in their first 2 possessions of the game. So the Bears are forced to punt. Snake River with a great return starts at the Bear Lake 45-yard line. There was a holding penalty and a personal foul penalty mixed in there that led to that, plus a sack that led to that punt. The personal foul was on Snake River. So they got the ball back near midfield at the Bear Lake 48-yard line. And after a couple of passing plays, a 22-yard TD, a 17-yard touchdown pass, and the Snake River Panthers took the lead out on the pass. They pushed the lead to 22-7. It's 22-6, sorry. Bear Lake gets the ball back at their own 23-yard line. And after several big plays, including a 45-yard catch and run by Caden Anderson again, the Bears moved it clear down to the 6-yard line. And then on the 4th down, an incomplete pass in the end zone, turnover on downs. And they gave the Snake River Panthers the ball back at their own 6. It only took 3 plays. And the third play was an 80-yard touchdown run from just about the 20-yard line all the way down to sideline. He broke several tackles at the line of scrimmage. At least 4 or 5 guys had him, hit him, couldn't wrap him up. And once he broke free, he was gone and goes 80 yards down the sideline to make the score 28-6. Bear Lake takes over after the kickoff on their own 26-yard line. First play is a 7-yard catch, and then 2 straight incompletions and a punt. It only took 10 seconds off the clock. Snake River takes over at the Bear Lake 49-yard line after a great punt return, and on a 2-minute drill drive ends up getting the 3 points on the board to make the score 31-6 at halftime. The Bear Lake defense yet to get a stop. They do force the field goal on the final possession of the first half. And your score at halftime here on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard, it's the Snake River Panthers in command of this game, 31-6. The Bear Lake defense has just looked, well, they've been unable to stop the Snake River Panthers at the point of attack. A lot of times 4, 5, 6, 7 yards downfield before the first contact. The runners are gaining big chunk yardage on almost every play.
I feel like their line is firing off and we are coming flat. So that's giving them time to, they're opening up holes that you could literally drive a truck through.
It's a delay handoff. It's not just an obvious handoff. It's a read option.
Yep.
And he has made the right read pretty much every time. Howe and Hancock have been the running backs. Mortensen, the quarterback, have been gained big chunk yardage. He's only thrown the ball 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the game, but he's 4 for 4 with a touchdown.
Yep.
Meanwhile, great numbers passing the ball for Jack Hume. He's got, I'm going to do some quick math here, 96, 103, and 120, 96 yards, and then 156, 163, 170 yards passing in the first half for Jack Hume. He had 380 plus yards last week to set the school record. At halftime this week, he has 170 yards passing. Of course, the big chunk of that coming on that 180-yard catch. But all but 14 of those yards, if I remember correctly, no, all but 22 of those yards have gone to Caden Anderson.
Yep.
There was one big incompletion to Anderson right there towards the end of the half that would have converted to first down near midfield, and it was just a step behind him. He couldn't quite get turned around and make that catch. If he would have, the Bears would have had first down inside of Snake River territory. Instead, the Bears were forced to punt. So the miss was a big one, but overall, a decent day passing the ball for Jack Hume and a great day catching the ball by Caden Anderson have been the key to keeping the Bears as close in this game as they are. 31-6. The Bears' offense has looked okay.
It really has.
It's been the defense that has been anemic. That drive clear down to the 6-yard line, which they had first and goal at the 10. A couple of incomplete passes, a 4-yard run, and then an incompletion in the end zone. If the Bears could have converted there, and that one other pass that was dropped, this could be, take that drop off the board and put that touchdown up there. If the Bears score there at the end of half, it could be closer to 28-21 instead of 31-6. So I think the scoreboard is a little bit more lopsided, in my opinion, than it looks. What's your key to the second half, Sam?
We got to come out not flat. We got to fire off the ball every single time. Honestly, we got to blow up that front line. If we blow up that front line and close down holes. I mean, yes, though that's the hard part is, I mean, their backs and their quarterback are both very mobile. They both they're very quick. I mean, they're shifty, but they're not that shifty. They're just fast.
Yeah, they hit the hole in a hurry. Once they decide it because of the delay, the option read that they do, they kind of, it takes a couple seconds for the play to develop, but once they do, they hit the hole in a hurry.
Yep. And then also I feel like on offense, yet again, I mean, these are big boys. I think we just need to give Jack a little more time. I mean, there's somebody in our backfield Jack's getting hit almost every single pass. So by him and just a little bit more time, our receivers are running their routes. I mean, they're crisp. That's what's one of my parts is make sure we're finishing our routes. I feel like we're finishing our routes. We're just not buying enough time for that to actually develop to where it needs to be.
Absolutely. That was the key to the game that you gave before the game, agreeing with Coach Houston Reynolds. They've got to execute. They got to be crisp. They got to be precise. And I agree with you. The receivers have done that. And the line gives Jack a little bit more time. And there are several other big plays that were just near misses, including the incompletion in the end zone on the turnover on downs on 4th down when they were at the 6. So this game should have been a little bit closer here at halftime. Bears do get the ball to start the second half, which we'll have for you. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back with the start of the second half, hopefully the start of the second half, right after this 2-minute break on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on a LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds.
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Sports medicine. Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Halftime here on the SVI Sports Network. The Bear Lake Bears trail on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard by a score of 31-6. They put the what I like to call the Keith Martindale 3 minutes back up on the clock. It is mandatory that teams warm up for 3 minutes. So if the teams aren't out here when the clock hits 0, they put 3 minutes back up there. And they did. So we still got 2 minutes before the Bears receive the kickoff. Let's thank our sponsors. We got Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How, Northern Title. Good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care. Dental Care. Where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for the Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Gary H. Tucher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental. That's Dr. Stephen D. Hammonds. Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, Southeast Idaho still. Sampson's Island Grill. Bowman Chiropractic are our sponsors. And don't forget, at the end of the game, we're going to present our player of the game, presented by Sampson's Island Grill. And that player of the game will receive a $20 gift certificate to Sampson's Island Grill. So far at halftime, I think we've got 2 candidates leading the way so far. If some special things can happen in the second half, that might change, or it might solidify those 2 as the leading candidates in my mind so far.
I agree with that.
And Bear Lake will start the ball to start the second half. Start the second half. I was about to say Cash Hendricks will kick off for Snake River, and half became calf.
Yep.
And he has the leg to put it out of the end zone. They've tried a couple of directional kicks. He's a very talented kicker, because the ones they haven't put out of the end zone, he's put right in the corner at about the 5-yard line and forced Anderson to return him, which Anderson's done a fine job of. So Snake River will kick off to start the second half. Bear Lake Bears will receive, and it's going to be crucial if the Bears are going to fight their way back into this one, that the Bears put some points on the board. The Bears have sustained drives. They've had 2 quick drives.
They have.
You throw an 80-yard touchdown pass, and that's a quick drive.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
And then they only had 1 3-and-out. The rest of them have been sustained drives, but have not led to points. A turnover on downs at the 6-yard line and a punt near midfield have been the end result of the other 2 drives. And the Bears need to cash in on those type of drives in order to get back in this football game. The Snake River Panthers will be kicking from left to right. As you hear it and we see it, the Bears will be back on the north end. Is this a north-south facing field? I think so.
I'm all turned around. I don't know.
We're in Blackfoot. I know that. And back deep to receive, it looks like Birch is back there with Tafoya. Anderson, who's normally out there, back there, hasn't come out yet. And so going to change things up a little bit. And that's number 14. Is that Mon? No, and they're going to send Alleman back deep. And this kick is going to go to the end zone, so it doesn't matter who's back there. And the Bears will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, as Bears were scrambling to get somebody back to return that kick, and it didn't matter as it went out of the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 as Hendricks' kick goes out the back. Alleman was back there deep instead of Anderson. Anderson's out there to start this first offensive play, so he's okay. Maybe they were just giving him a little bit of extra time on the sideline.
Could be.
To catch his breath. So the Bears, down big, 31-6, will have the first crack at it in the second half. Tafoya, the near side receiver. Birch and Anderson on the far side. 2 running backs in the backfield off of either hip of the quarterback Hume. He's got Wiscombe. And the pass is to Birch. Birch pushed out of bounds on the sideline, but he's going to pick up 9 yards. So 170 yards passing in the first half, 9 quick ones there. Only takes 5 seconds off the clock as Birch is forced out of bounds after the gain of 9. And I will say the coaches have schemed this well. They're getting the receivers into open spots, giving them good looks. They just haven't been able to finish drives.
They are good crisp routes too.
And they stopped the clock. Oh, they moved the ball forward. When they set it down, they only gave him an 8-yard gain, but they already had the chains moved for the 9-yard gain. They fixed that, moved the ball to where it should be. Anderson and Birch are the near side receivers. Wiscombe is over on the far side. This throw is to Birch in a lot of traffic. It falls incomplete. he would have had the first down at the 35-yard line. He was hit by about 4 Snake River Panthers as the ball got there. That would have been
a good catch.
A great catch if he could have brought that one in just because of the traffic. It hit him in the hands, but he was getting hit, and I'm sure they were swatting at the ball in his arms as it came in. So brings up 3rd and 1, and the Bears need to convert here and keep this drive alive because of the first play going out of bounds, the second play being an incomplete pass. Only 10 seconds have come off the clock here to start the second half. Back to pass. And he gets it to Anderson, and it's dropped. And I think it was tipped maybe the line of scrimmage, and so it came out wobbly. Anderson can't catch it. Would have been a first down conversion, and instead it's 4th and 1 after the 2 straight incompletions. And again, there are plays that could have, should have, but that one it looked like was tipped because it came out.
It came out wounded.
Yeah. And instead of hitting him right in the hands and right in the gut where he could have converted, it was wobbly.
Strong formation.
And the Bears are going to run it, and they're going to pick up the first down.
Yep.
Needed 1, they get 2, so they get the line to gain. And that was Caleb Wiscombe with the power run just to move the chains. That is a Phillips 66 U save. First down, Phillips 66 U save. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. And Bears needed that first down conversion there. They gave him about 1.5 yards is all, but he only needed 1. So the quick run, quick handoff converts. Now 3 wide receivers to the near side with Anderson, Birch, and Wiscombe. And it is Tafoya alone on the far side. Back to pass. He's being flushed out. He's going to throw it away. And they're going to say incomplete. I was kind of looking for
an intentional
grounding because he was just throwing it away. Coach Reynolds over there, I think, wants a roughing the passer because he was hit as he threw. But it just goes into an incompletion, 2nd down and 10. And again, that's one that the receiver was open.
Yep.
There were receivers open in the patterns.
When he went to step forward to throw, he was about hit, and he scrambled, tried to get away. So
Anderson, Wiscombe, and Birch, the near side receivers. Tafoya on the far side with Preston Wright off the right hip of the quarterback, Hume. He's back to pass. It's a screen pass to Wright. Well played by the Bears. Decent tackle out there to fight off some blockers. It goes for a 5-yard gain. They gave him a great spot. Gets a 5-yard gain. Howell was like the only defender out there that had any chance of breaking that one up before a big gain, and he's able to do it. But the Bears get 5 yards and make this 3rd and a lot more manageable after a well-executed screen pass. Good blocking, and Howell just able to make a good play. So 3rd and 5, the Bears at their own 36-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 running backs in the backfield. Hume back to pass, and he's going to be sacked. He didn't even have a chance to look for his first option. Brings up 4th and long on the sack. Let's see, they mark it clear back at the 30. So loss of 6. Cole Preston was in the backfield. Hume was still backpedaling. He hadn't even got his arm in the air to make that pass.
Well, he pretty much pulled it out of the stomach and was getting hit.
Yep.
That's where you wish it was almost an option so he could take it and go.
So the play action pass is a 6-yard loss. So punting situation. The Bears get 14 more yards passing, but end up punting from their own 30. Wiscombe gets a good kick into high, end or over end, and it's going to take a bare leg bounce, and a good bare leg bounce down to the 32-yard line, and high and unreturnable. So the Panthers, 1st and 10 at their own 31. They have yet to punt or turn the ball over on downs or anything else. They have scored every time they've had the ball. 4 touchdowns and a field goal to this point. And they have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32. Let's see what they do here. And looking down on the sideline, they had the freshman quarterback warming up, but he's going to stay on the sideline. They'll go with their starters. Wheatley and Lee are the wide receivers. Sorry, that's Wheatley and Jones. Howe is the running back. Here's the snap. It's high. It's over his head.
Go get it.
And it's still on the ground. The Bears are going to get it. Jace Farmer. The bad snap. The Bears get the turnover. Jace Farmer gets his second fumble recovery of the year. And the Bears are in business at the 25-yard line. And it's a high snap. It went above his head. He jumped about as high as he could. It just hit off the top of his hand and died. And Farmer was there. Nobody else even had a chance for it. Farmer falls on it. And Bear Lake football at the Snake River 25-yard line, first down and 10 with 9:28 left in the third quarter. So the punt, the good punt, and then the turnover, and the Bears have the football with a chance maybe to put some points on the board. Two wide receivers to either side. Give is to Preston Wright. Handoff up the middle. Nice run by Wright, still on his feet. He's going to go down and gain 5 down to the 20. So Wright hits the hole in a hurry on that play. Gains 5. One of the better running plays, one of the better planned running plays of the game for the Bear Lake Bears. Picking up a long 5. So it looked like they had the ball right on the 25, but now it's right on the 20, and it looks more like second down and 4 than second down and 5.
Yep.
So the ball must have been just inside of the 25, just outside the 25. Right again, the running back, 2 wide receivers to either side. It's Birch and Anderson to their side, Wiscombe and Tafoya to the far side. Man in motion is Wiscombe. And rolling this way is Hume. He's going to tuck it and run and going to lose 2 yards. It was intent, and he's down. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a 60-second break on the SVI Sports Network.
I'm Ben Olson. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and just joined Bear Lake Memorial. I'm originally from here in Bear Lake, graduated in 1997, went to undergrad in Pocatello at Idaho State, went to med school in Missouri, residency in Ohio, practiced in Northeastern Oregon for the last 11 years. I'm excited to come back home. You kind of grow up doing a lot of outdoor stuff like hiking and hunting and fishing, and that's kind of what we would do as a family. Now, as your kids get older, your life is focused around them, so then you chase them around with all their sporting activities, and that's been a lot of fun. Probably the thing I love the most is taking somebody that can't find relief and offering them a surgical alternative and seeing the change that can happen. My goal for my patients is to earn your trust and take you through that journey and offer them some relief from what they're suffering from.
Jack Hume down on the turf after the 2-yard loss. I'm not sure if that was a designed run or a scramble. I think it was a scramble designed to be a pass play. He just tucked it and ran. He, as soon as he hit the turf, immediately grabbed his leg. Don't want to speculate. Hopefully he'll be okay. Dr. Houston Reynolds / head coach Houston Reynolds out there with the Snake River training staff taking a look at him. We'll take another 30-second break as he's still down on the turf, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign their papers and they leave and they're happy, they get the cows. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Jack Hume being helped to the sideline by a couple of his coaches, his head coach and then the Snake River training staff, not putting a lot of weight on that left leg. Hopefully he'll be okay. As we got 8:34 left in the third quarter, and the Bears quarterback goes down after a scramble play that ended up in a 2-yard sack. And he'll make his way to the sideline as the Bears will come out, and I believe it'll probably be Dax Perkins taking over as quarterback. The sophomore has played quite a bit of defense and been out there for a couple plays. He was the intended wide receiver on the 4th down play in the end zone in the first quarter that Hume couldn't quite find him because of the pressure. And they wind the clock, and the Bears will trot out there, and it is, I believe, Perkins in the going to be the quarterback position. He's over there getting the play from the coaches. And so 3rd down and 6 or 7 after the what would go as a sack, technically.
Yep.
And hopefully Jack Hume is okay over there. He's being looked at on the sideline now as he's over sitting on the Bear Lake bench. And Dax Perkins getting his first time as quarterback on the varsity level. And look, that was I was going to say, you got to blow that one to false start. As the Bear Lake running back got a little bit of a head start. It was going to be a handoff, but instead it's a false start. So now 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and 12. Perkins will go over and get the play call. And with 8 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, we'll see what the Bears have in the tank without their starting quarterback, at least for the rest of this series. And Perkins will bring the play in from the sideline. Bears have had the ball this entire second half.
Yep.
Well, no, they did punt it away, and then the one fumble on the bad snap. Wiscombe is behind Perkins, and Wright is off his right hip. Here's the snap. Give us to Wiscombe, and he'll run it straight at the middle for no gain. So the handoff goes for no gain, and it's 4th and 12. The ball is right at the 37-yard line. So what looked like a promising drive, 27-yard line. The Bears took over 1st down and 10 at the 25 after the bad snap and the fumble recovery by Jace Farmer. Bears gained some positive yardage on 1st down, and then the 2-yard loss, the false start penalty, and 4th down now and 12. Perkins, the quarterback, he's going to hand it off to Wiscombe. It's a sweep to the right side. He's got a blocker out in front trying to get the sideline. He does turn the corner. He'll gain some positive yardage, but well short of the line to gain. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. And let's see where they mark him out. So they'll put the ball at the 3rd, right at the 25. So he gained 3 yards on the run, but he needed 12, gains 3. So the Bears net 1 yard after the turnover, and they'll give the ball back to the Snake River Panthers. 1st and 10, Snake River at their own 24-yard line. So that entire series, Snake River fumbles the ball, gives it back to Bear Lake, loses 7 yards in the exchange by the time they get the ball back, and Bear Lake loses their starting quarterback, Jack Hume. Hopefully he's okay. The end around, and that's to Lee. He is going to gain 6 yards. So on the jet sweep, he goes in motion as he runs in front of the quarterback who's back there in shotgun. He just pitches it forward to him. I guess technically that's probably a forward pass.
Yeah, technically.
Because he does pitch it forward. So put that one as a passing. So now on the game, Snake River is 5 out of 5 in passing with a 17-yard touchdown was one of those throws. So Mortensen making good decisions tonight, taking care of the football, and he's got 2nd down and 4. He's going to keep it, and the Bears were there, but he bounces away. Wiscombe finally runs him out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 43-yard line. So he goes from the 31 to the 43, 12-yard run. Wiscombe runs him down. A couple Bears were in the backfield with a chance, but he makes the good choice. He pulls it out of the belly of Howe, who would have been tackled probably for a loss.
Definitely.
And Wiscombe, from his linebacking position, runs him out of bounds. But these Panthers nearing midfield at the 43-yard line. That stops the clock with 5:58 left here in the 3rd quarter. Howell, the running back. Here's the snap. It's going to be a give to Howell. He's going to bounce it to the outside. Wiscombe's going to make the tackle again. He's going to gain 7 yards right to midfield, right to the 50-yard line. And again, Wiscombe, the first man there, makes the tackle, but he's 5 yards downfield before Wiscombe's able to get there and be the first man to hit him. It's just great blocking at the point of attack by the Snake River offensive line. They're just controlling the line of scrimmage. And I will say that they're not going up the middle. The Bears are clogging up the middle. They're bouncing everything to the outside. But once they get to the outside, it's 4, 5, 6 yards downfield before they get hit on a lot of these runs. And this time, the running back, it looks like it's number 12 out there. That's Hancock instead of Howell, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. He'll bounce it to the outside, whisking the first man to hit him. He falls forward. Gain of 3. He needed 3, so he gets to the line to gain. And that will be another Phillips 66 U-save first down for the Snake River Panthers. They're inside of Bear Lake territory now, the 46. And that's why, you hear keep your legs moving.
Yep. That's exactly why he was hit at the line of scrimmage.
And spun around backwards.
Yep.
And just kept pumping his legs and got the 3 yards he needed. So 4:50 left in the third quarter. This is the first possession, other than the one snap, that the Panthers turned the ball over on of the second half for Snake River. Bear Lake has had the ball for much of the second half, but unable to convert. And another bad snap, and this one is blown dead anyway. False start. That could have been a big play for the Bears. He came down with it, but he was way behind the line of scrimmage running the wrong way by the time he caught that ball, and a couple Bears in hot pursuit.
Yeah, he caught that on the 45. Yeah, 45.
And was facing the wrong direction. And Josh Gutierrez was in the backfield. But the false start penalty moves them back 5. So back into their own side of the field. It's 1st and 15 now from the 49-yard line. Mortensen gets the play from the sideline. Clock is ticking down to 4:14 left in this third quarter. Bears trail 31-6. 1st and 15. Mortensen has Hancock behind him. High snap again, but he comes down with it, and it's going to be complete and a big from the 49 down to the 15-yard line. Big play. That is Owen Jones with a big catch and run down to the 14-yard line, so giving 36 yards on the completion. And Mortensen remains perfect. He's yet to throw an incompletion.
Yep. Great job by Tafoya running that back down from the backside too.
Yeah, I felt like
I thought that
Jones
was nobody.
was getting a score, and Tafoya catches him from behind and makes the tackle, the touchdown saving tackle. So it's now 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Give is to Wheatley, and he is able to bounce it to the outside. Birch was there and doesn't make the tackle, but does his job in the sense that Anderson, Wiscombe, and company can come over and stop him for a 1-yard loss. So Birch would have loved to have made the tackle for loss there, but at least he slowed him down enough that by the time he bounced it to the outside, it goes as a 1-yard loss right back to the 15-yard line. So 2nd down and 11 from the 15. And you don't always make the play, but you can sometimes make it possible for somebody else to make the play there. And Birch was a big reason that the play went for a loss instead of a big gain.
Yep.
Wheatley in the backfield again, 2 running backs in the backfield. Mortensen back to pass. He gets it out. A wide receiver and kind of a wide receiver screen. He does step out of bounds. That's Royal Daly. I think he was actually in the backfield.
Yeah, he was.
And then just slips out of the backfield into the flat and goes from the 15 down to the 3. It's a 12-yard pass, and it's a Snake River Panther 1st and goal. And because he slipped out of the backfield the way he did and they run the ball so much, he was wide open in the flats, and the Bears had to cover quickly to try to get over there to make that play, but not until after a big gain from the 15 down to the 3-yard line. In fact, maybe just inside the 3, where it is 1st down now and goal. Wheatley has 3 running backs. Again, this is the same formation, 1 to either side and Hancock behind him. This is the same formation they used on the pass. This time, flags down. It's going to be a false start, so moving back 5. 2nd false start penalty on the possession. So 1st and goal now moves back to the 8-yard line. 2:41 left in the third quarter. This is only the 2nd possession for the Panthers. Their other possession was a fumble on a bad snap. The Bears have had the ball twice, a punt and a turnover on downs. And here is the run by Daly. He's going to run the draw up the middle. Looks like it to about the 4-yard line. So he gets 4 of the 5 yards back that they lost on the false start penalty. It'll be second down and goal now from the 4. Clock ticking, 2:20 left here in the third quarter. 31-6 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard in favor of the Snake River Panthers as they are in control of this game. Their offense has only been stopped once, and they stopped themselves. It was a bad snap that Jace Farmer was able to recover for the turnover. Here's that same formation again with the 3 backs. This time it is Wheatley into the end zone, touchdown. He was not even hit until he was crossing the goal line, and Wheatley scores on the 4-yard TD.
I think he hit his own lineman on that one.
Their line is blocking
Their line is
so well. With 1:54 left, 37-6. 1:54 left in the third quarter, 37-6. Cash Hendricks out there to attempt the PAT. And he has been perfect on the night, including the field goal. And he misses this one.
I hit the red.
Nails the official, and that one hurt. Official kind of bending down and holding his arm and chest, and he's going to walk it off, but that one hurt. PAT's no good. The score is 37-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff on the SVI Sports Network. Bears trail up by a score 37-6. Cash Hendricks will be kicking it off. And let's see who goes back deep for Bear Lake. And there's a Bear Lake Bear down on the sideline. Kind of looks like cramps over there. I hope it is. Yep, he's up now. It's, I think, Wiscombe. And he gets up after getting stretched out for it looks like some cramps. Back deep to receive for the Bear Lake Bears. Looks like it's Anderson and McKay Mon. Back deep. Mon's got a lot of speed, the sophomore. And let's see, the kick is going to be a squib, and it's going to go out of bounds. Barely. It almost stayed in.
It almost rolled back in.
Ooh, that was a really early whistle as that ball headed for the sideline, and it almost didn't go out. That would have been huge because if that ball would have stayed in, that's a live ball, and there was nobody around it because the whistle happened actually, I think, before it crossed the sideline. So it's going to be a re-kick. Was the penalty before the kick?
It kind of sounds like it. Yeah, because it's
the whistle before the kick, so it's still the 40. So they must have blown that one. They must have blown that one dead before the kick. They didn't signal why. They're just relining it up from the same spot from the 40. So obviously no penalty and just a re-kick. Let's see if he squibs it again. Nope, he's going to go deep, and that one's out of the end zone. Yeah, actually it hit beyond the back line. And again, that was that line drive that you talked about early in the game. He doesn't get a lot of height on it, but it's effective because it goes so deep.
Yeah.
Bears, with their third possession of the second half, start from their own 20.
He's a really good kicker. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. If he wants to float it up, he floats it up. If he wants to put it out the back, he can. I mean, we've seen his PATs, minus the last one, but they're well ahead.
You noticed on that PAT attempt that it was a bad snap, and the ball was sideways. So, all right, Dax Perkins still in there at quarterback. He is going to hand it off to Preston Wright, who's trying to bounce to the sideline, and there's going to be a hold. He's going to lose yardage, and there was a flag down anyway. Let's see if they go with the loss of yardage in the down or if they go with the hold. They're explaining the options to the Snake River coaching staff. I think if I'm them, I decline the penalty because it's 2nd and 14.
2nd and 14.
Or 1st and 20. And I take the down. But I'm up here in the booth. They're down on the sideline, so we'll see what they decide. Hold on Bear Lake. They're going to walk off the penalty. So it'll be 1st down and 20 from the 10. Clock ticking in a 37-6 game. The Bears need something semi-miraculous to come back in this one. Pass is caught by Birch. He makes a couple men miss. He's going to gain positive yardage out to the 15. So he's going to gain 5. Just a wide receiver. It doesn't even go into the formation. He just stands up, throws in the ball, which is a good play. Gains 5 yards.
Yep.
Makes it 2nd and 15. So Perkins gets his first completion as a varsity quarterback. Gets it out to Brock's Birch, and it's 2nd down and 15. So Hume still sitting on the bench over there with some ice on that left knee after that play, the scramble play, where he tried to cut it upfield on the last possession. Anderson and Birch are the wide receivers to the near side, 2 running backs in the backfield. Perkins back to pass. He's going to get it out, and it was intended for Anderson, a little bit out in front of him. Anderson, if that ball's on target, has a chance to make a catch. Birch was also in the area, but just a little bit underthrown. Nice attempt there, but brings up 3rd and 15 after the incomplete pass. And passing situation here, especially down big in the 4th quarter with 3rd quarter, with 44 seconds left. And the young sophomore in there as quarterback. So 3 wide receivers. It's Wiscombe, Birch, and Anderson to the near side to Foya, alone to the far side. Back to pass is Perkins. He gets a quick screen pass out. And the big yardage, big gain. And that is Alleman clear out to the 40-yard line. From the 15 to the 40. The 35-yard screen pass. Tyson Alleman with a nice catch, well blocked in that time. He broke a couple tackles, give him 25 yards, 25 yards on the reception. And that is a Phillips 66 U-save 1st down, the first Phillips 66 U-save 1st down in a minute for the Bears. They moved the ball out across the 40. They gave him the 41 on the 26-yard catch and run. Just a little simple screen and bubble screen off to the right. And that's going to be the end of the 4th quarter. The Bears won't run another play. So we'll take a 60-second break and be back with the 4th quarter after this on the SBI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
4th quarter action ready to start here as the Bear Lake Bears trail big on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard, 37-6. And there's just been inches from this game being very different. It's felt like Snake River's been in control from the very beginning, especially when you look at the scoreboard. But there's been a couple things that if they go slightly different, this is a very different game. 1st and 10 for the Bears as they start the 4th quarter with the ball at their own 41-yard line. The handoff is to Wiscombe. And Wiscombe's going to make something out of nothing. Should have been a loss on the play. Instead, he gains 4 yards.
Conversation of keeping your feet pumping the whole time. That's exactly what he did. He got hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage and kept pushing.
and breaks through the line for a 4-yard gain. So 2nd and 6, ball at the 45. And that one, the snap was a little off, the timing was a little off, and Wiscombe made a good play, something out of nothing to gain positive yardage there. Clock ticking with 11:20 as the Bears come to the line here in the 4th quarter. And 2 running backs. It's both that's Alleman and Wiscombe in the backfield. Wiscombe now goes in motion. Handoff is to Alleman, and he's going to spin back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nice tackle there by guess who? Owen Jones. He loses maybe a football length on that one.
Yeah. Owens is in the backfield every time.
Yep. He had a big catch and run on offense, and he's been very disruptive on defense. 3rd down and 7. We said before the game this was a big one. This would determine kind of the pecking order in the district, and Snake River looks like they're going to come out on top, barring something spectacular from the Bear Lake Bears here. Down 31 points here in the 4th quarter with the clock ticking. Alleman, the running back, 3 wide receivers to the far side, and it is Tate Ewing alone as the wide receiver to the near side. Back to passes Perkins. He's going to launch it deep and too deep. He had both Wiscombe and Riker Nielsen in the area, and it was clear down inside the 20. Well thrown ball, just too far.
Yep.
Too far down there.
Great job on the line on that one. He had plenty of time to throw.
Yeah,
he had time to set up.
Some of the best protection of the night, but it goes for an incomplete pass, brings up 4th down and 6. And is that Alleman back there to punt? No. Cutler Keach back to punt, it looks like. Alleman will be a blocker. So Cutler Keach will be the punter. Wiscombe getting a break on the sideline. And here's the snap. Keach, it's a low end over end. It's going to take a bounce. Wheatley smartly decides not to pick it up, and it's down by Anderson at the 26-yard line.
He wanted it. He was sitting there licking his chops.
He almost came up and picked that up, and that might have been disaster for that particular play for Snake River because the Bears were right there. And he smartly decides, I'll let this one roll. Clock ticking after the punt. Panthers, the only time the Bears have stopped them tonight was the fumble recovery by Farmer on the bad snap. Everything else is turned into points for the Snake River Panthers. Mortensen hands it to Howell. He bounces off the outside. Great tackle in the open field by Wiscombe, but it's still a gain of 7. Make that 6. They mark it back at the 34-yard line.
Wiscombe's doing a great job tonight of coming from his linebacker position and filling. Because, like you said, they're blowing through our main front line, but our secondary is cleaning it up.
They're cracking down on the end, and so if they get to the outside, there's just nobody there, and they're doing a good job at the point of attack by creating an open space. It is Hancock behind the quarterback, Mortensen, on this one, and he's going to hand it off to Hancock, and he's going to make it to the outside, and he is down the middle of the field. Tafoya makes the tackle, but the ball is cleared down to the 33-yard line. So from the 34 to the opposite 33, a gain of 33. It's another Phillips 66 U-save, first down for the Snake River Panthers inside Bear Lake territory at the 33-yard line. Clock can't tick fast enough at this point in the game as the Bear Lake Bears kind of going to limp out of Snake River with this loss. We're under 8 minutes to go. Mortensen has Hancock again in the backfield. Here's the snap. Here's the give. Hancock going to bounce at the outside. Good open field tackle, one-on-one. Tyson Alleman. No, that's Schwab. That's Schwab. Number 25 that played the JV game yesterday. Comes up from his linebacker position, makes a good tackle. The Snake River Panthers still have their first string in there, and Schwab comes up from maybe even safety by the way he's lined up, and makes that tackle. Just a 3-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down and 7. It is now Howell in the backfield, and it is a pass, and it's low and incomplete. And that was intended for Royal Daly. That is the first incompletion of the night.
Yes, it is.
Schwab again coming up in coverage, but it goes to 3rd and 7. The clock doesn't stop as the officials wind it. And it's 6:50 left in the game. And now Cash Hendricks comes in for the first time. So they're starting to sub a few people in, but for the most part, their skill players are still their starters. Hendricks is now the running back. That's the first time he's taken some running back snaps. No, he's the wide receiver.
Yep, he is the wide receiver.
There is a mix-up. They're missing a player. I think they're going to go with it. Here's the 3rd down pitch, and it's going to go to Wheatley. And Schwab hits him, forces the fumble. Ball goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And so he was knocked out of bounds at the 25, but because of the fumble, it goes back, and there's a holding on the play anyway. So it'll be either 4th down. No, they're gonna mark it back off, and that will go back out. They'll put the ball at the 40, so maybe 3rd down, but 3rd down and about 17. Nice tackle there.
That was great.
Forced the fumble, and some of the younger kids. Bear Lake basically has almost all of their players out there, except for 1 or 2, are backups now. Mortensen has Wheatley as the running back, 3rd down and 17. Ball clear back at the 40-yard line now. He's back to pass. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Wheatley was the intended receiver. Who's that's Argyle.
Yeah, Argyle was in the backfield pretty quick, actually. He showed blitz from his linebacker position.
So Garrett Argyle forces the incompletion, and I think we're going to see a punt for the first time. So lots of backups in there for Bear Lake. They're clearing their bench, giving some of these younger kids a chance to play, and trying to avoid getting anybody else hurt in a game that's been decided for quite a while now. 37-6, 5 minutes and ticking on the clock. And I don't know for sure. It's the quarterback on 4th down and 17. It is the quarterback, Mortensen, coming back out there. It is maybe a punt formation. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it does go to Hendricks, and he gets it off. It's high, ender over end kick, shortish, and it's going to bounce dead at the 16-yard line. So not a great punt, but it's not returnable either. So
he had a pretty short field to punt with knowing his leg.
And I think he was trying to get that to do exactly what it did. I think he probably wishes it would have got another 10 to 15 yards before it hit and bounced in the air like that. So the Bears bring out pretty much their 2nd string offense too. Wiscombe is out there. Birch is out there. But I think that's about it.
Tafoya.
And Perkins is going to be the quarterback still. We're under 3:45 left to play in the game. 37-6 is your score on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Birch on the near side, Wiscombe and Tafoya on the far side. I think the Bears are short a player. They are. And I think they're going to have to take a timeout because they were down a player. Clock will stop with 3:23. We haven't taken a break in a while. We'll take one. 30-second break on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
37-6. Bears scored on their first possession, an 80-yard touchdown pass from Jack Hume to Caden Anderson to cut the score to just 1 point at 7-6 after the extra point was no good. And it's been all Snake River since then. The Bears have had some offensive possessions that have moved the ball but have not been able to convert. This game started off auspiciously with a 35-minute delay because the officials weren't here, and it's been all Snake River since then. Pass is deep and intended for Anderson. He can't get it, and they're going to call pass interference. Cleared out at the 45-yard line. Anderson tried to come back from the ball. I will be honest, even though this is going to help out the Bear Lake Bears, I'm not sure if I agree with that penalty. It looked to me like the Snake River defender was going for the ball. So the Bear Lake Bears will move the ball from their own 17 out. Let's see where it's marked after the penalty. It'll be a first down. And I'll take it. But and if it was a close game, I think the Panthers would probably be a lot more upset at that. But it's a 15-yard penalty, moves the ball out to the 31-yard line. Decently thrown ball, a little bit behind Anderson, so he had to stop and come back forward, and that's where the contact came. And actually, a lot of times, that's where you get pass interference penalties, is when the ball is slightly underthrown and the receiver has to come back for it. So Perkins is back to pass, and he gets it away to Argyle, and it's too high for him and incomplete. How? In the backfield.
Yeah, hard to see through that.
And if I'm Snake River, I don't have Hal out there right now.
I don't have any of my starting lineup out there right now.
And he is going to trot off the field. Because I wouldn't risk an injury. There's no need. Bear Lake has obviously conceded the game. We've cleared our bench. In fact, the last 2 drives we've cleared our bench. And they now finally take it looks like pretty much all their starters out. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Bears in no hurry to get the play in from the sideline, just letting this clock tick away, trying to get out of here without any further damage. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare on the scoreboard. You save Phillips 66, our first down sponsor. Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace the helpful place. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Pass is could have, should have been intercepted. Ewing was the receiver, and he was not even looking for the ball, and the defender had a chance to pick that one off. Bear Lake Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Gary's T-shirt CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds. Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, Southeast Idaho Still, Samson's Island Grill, and Bowman Chiropractic. Your player of the game will be presented by Samson's Island Grill. And let's go ahead right now with only 45 seconds left on the clock and present that, because the Bears really probably only run one more play unless there's something that stops the clock unexpectedly. And I'm going to say Jack Hume.
I would agree with that. He's had a lot of really good thrown.
Oh, just out of the reach of Tate Ewing and clear down at the 35-yard line. That's half a step from a long completion that would have, maybe could have, should have. Anyway, 4th down and 10. Bears don't have to run another play, and I don't know that they will. And that's going to end the game. We'll give Jack Hume our player of the game. He ended the game with nearly 200 yards passing. I very unofficially have him for 184 yards passing before he went out in that third quarter with the injury. Hopefully it's not severe, and he'll be back next week. Jackson Hole coming to town and next week as the Bears try to right their season. They fall to 0-3 Snake River gets their first win. They move to 1-3, but because of the nature of our district this year, they're in control.
Yep.
We said at the beginning this game was big because the winner would probably be control the district, and so that goes to the Snake River Panthers. Bears will be back in action at home next week, and we're going to wrap it up. Not much happened in the second half, worth note. 1 touchdown by Snake River, nothing by the Bear Lake Bears, and the injury by Jack Hume, which we hope isn't serious and hope isn't devastating. The Bears drop this one, 37-6. For all of our sponsors, for our cameraman, Ray Henry, which all he could do was aim it at the scoreboard because it was audio only tonight. For Lisa, back in the studio and giving you the audio performance, and I think it's Stetson in the studio in Star Valley doing the video part, even though we couldn't show video, but we thank you anyway. And for everybody else on the SBI Sports Network, this is
Sam Roberts
and Jared Hillier saying good night, everybody.